What's up, Moonbeam? Moonbeam. I said it weird the first time. What's up, sister doll? They're doing all right. Got a lazy Sunday today. Insurance is coming to pick up another one of the campers tomorrow. I talked to the tow truck driver. That's usually an adventure. Semi-destroyed camper being repossessed or taken by insurance or whatever. Oh, yeah. If you look at the first part of last night's video, the picture, I'll show a picture in a second. Liam in his suit for his military ball. He's in ROTC, so they had a little dance ball thing.
What you think about when you're born into
Took one of his friends he's on mock trial with.
let 'em burn it out. Sell 'em to the richest buyer. They wanna let the world decay. They tell us lies and fade away, fade away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. Listen up now, because we're never dropping out. Beat the odds, beat the big house. The brains are bigger than the doubt. We've been thinking for ourselves, never let the truth fade away.
I'll show you a picture in just a second. There's no need to go. I mean, you can go watch the video if you want to, but I'll just show you the picture as soon as we get started.
Turn away, we feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. To blame, haters face the world's mistakes. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway.
All right, give me a second to launch Facebook. Stop the music so I don't get a copyright strike. Move back over to Facebook. It's launching. I hate this lull right here. I never know what to say during it, but Facebook is screwing me out of my $3 a month that I make over there, claiming copyright issues. If I'm nothing, I'll still get my $3, or sometimes it's less than that out of Facebook. This is a hill I will die on. I like, share. And so I have to do it from my CBC account, and then I do it from my personal account, and then share it to my personal account, because a lot of people get it from my personal page instead of following the show page for whatever reason. But it just takes a minute, and then I think that's everything, right? You like this, boom, refresh. We're good. We're going in.
Hey Daddies, it's me, the Linda Binda from TikTok. I wanted to make this video because I wanted to thank you for watching Cold Beer Confessionals with Will Bird. I think that's just incredible. I've watched a few episodes and I'm just like very intrigued. But you know what I'm most intrigued in is Big Daddy's meat stick. I heard that it's very thick, like a good old German sausage. You know, Linda and her coochie loves that. Oh, never mind. Let's not go there. Anyways, I hope you have a good show and enjoy it.
Yeah, they played the wrong.
There's a lot of weird things that go
dignified
on,
transfer video or whatever.
It comes from the
That's pretty wild that they could mess that up.
So, enjoy the show.
Hard to believe.
Thanks for
that
watching.
It was just an accident. I don't know.
Peace out.
Welcome, everybody. I am middle-aged white guy who can't afford a house. So go to buymeacoffee.com/coldbeer and make sure we're changing that, okay? We're getting an upgrade. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. I am Will Bird. This is Cold Beer Confessional. Welcome. Sunday. Kind of a slower day. Slower paced day, I guess. We just chilled out. Didn't do a whole lot. Didn't do much. Hold on just a second. Anyways, let's see what we got over here. Oh, let me grab those pictures. I told somebody I'd show the picture of Leah. Mariah posted on my Facebook. So, let's see, Facebook. Liam going to his military ball with his friends. Here you go. He's growing up. He's going to be taller than me. He's not done growing, and we're the same exact height right now. So what's up, human being? This is a friend that he's on the mock trial team with. I don't know why I couldn't think of it. The one that they just won regional, so now they're about to go to the state tournament down in Nashville. It's a nice suit. It was like this, almost like a bandana pattern, whatever you call that, but it was like black on black on black because she had a black dress. And I guess they had fun. It was Mariah told him to stand in. She called this a bird cage. It's also, I don't know what this is or who put it up, but it's held together with hose clamps. Like they could have done a better job than installing it than that, right? I understand it's very practical to use a hose clamp to hold the thing together. It's just not exactly beautiful unless you're going to hit it with some black paint or something. Probably could have done a better job than that. It's in front of the old sheriff's department. We went downtown to try to get them to take pictures. This is probably the best spot we found. But everybody from the military ball was downtown trying to take pictures. Yeah. So. Ooh. Anyways, that's Liam. He's growing up. What else? Okay, let's do this. Ryan Upchurch has a brand new conspiracy theory. Okay? Like he favors you, just way cooler. Obviously. I outrank him, though. He said he had fun. He enjoyed it, and then today he kind of slept everything off, I guess. I'm really blessed with a really good kid. He doesn't drink and party and do dumb shit and get in trouble. He's, you know, he's smart. He stays in school. He pays attention. He's kind of nerdy. You know, his friends are nerd. Like they have a weekly D&D game, right? I'm not worried about the stuff that I was doing when I was in school, which I wish I wouldn't have. I should have just been focused, but I was all worried about getting high and being cool and getting laid. You know what I mean? There's plenty of time to do all that shit. I should have stayed focused in school, went to college, and done better for myself. So I'm glad he's on the right track. Either way, let's hop into Ryan's new. This first one is just like a QAnon adjacent post, I guess. I'm not going to play the audio from it. I've got it muted because it's copywritten. But it's basically the song from Top Gun, right? And it says, Patriots are in control. In case you missed it, fire emoji. Patriots are in control. That's a very QAnon adjacent phrase, right? The Patriots are in control. I know the White House would deny that. Most people that say it would deny it from the administration. But, you know, that's everything we've seen from QAnon. Just relax, stay calm, trust the plan, Patriots are in control. So that was weird to me. Let me turn the audio back on. And now we're going to hop into Ryan Upchurch, his very famous house he owned for a long time that his mom lived at, that he lived at, that all his friends lived at one time. It's called Ghost Ranch, okay? It is a large property with an older home on it. He just recently moved with his baby mama before she left him, right? He's lived there for a long time. When he left Ghost Ranch, he rented it out to people. And there was like, from what I can tell, there were like maybe 5 or 6 guys. It's a big house, but there was like 5 or 6 guys living in this rental. And he shows up one day unannounced, which is illegal. Like even if you're friends with a guy, you still have to give notice if you're going to show up and inspect a rental. He shows up one day unannounced because he's pissed off, busts up in the house, and then complains because it's dirty, right? There was like some food on the coffee table, like a pizza box that had pizza in it, and it was just dirty. It was messy. There was one guy that was just sleeping on a mattress and box springs, which to me now is dirty, but when I was 19, I would have slept on a mattress and box springs. I've been to a bunch of fucking houses that just had mattresses and box springs. But he freaks out because it's dirty and evicts them all instantly. No 30-day notice, no move out, no go to court. He just evicts them all instantly. All this stuff's illegal if he's renting to them. You can't do that. Obviously, you have to do eviction. You have to give notice. You have to give notice when you want to inspect. But anyways, he freaks out. So they're gone. They moved out. He's been bad-mouthing the people that live there, even though they were his really good friends. He's been bad-mouthing them now that he's getting Ghost Ranch back. And I guess he's going to fix it up and sell it, maybe. But either way, he's on a mission. In these next few stories, you'll see him. That's the house he's cleaning out. It's the house that he lived in for probably 10, 12 years. And now he lives in his new house, but he's going back after he kicked him out to clean out Ghost Ranch. That's what you're going to see in these stories. But he's got a weird conspiracy theory. For everything in Ryan's life is a conspiracy theory. Cleaning out a house is too. Oh, there's some unrelated one. Like this one says a Southwest flight traveling from Nashville to Fort Lauderdale was diverted to Atlanta after a reported security threat that resulted in a passenger being removed from the APD. So this is just, I guess we can see this whole post on.
Yeah, this time we need everybody to have their heads down and hands up. Heads down, hands up. Heads down, hands up. Heads down, hands up. I need to see everyone's hands. Heads down, hands up. Heads down, hands up. Heads down.
Okay, babe. Some type of weird security scare that they're putting everybody heads down, hands up. That's, I mean, that's probably a pretty safe way for people to fucking enter, right? That's right. I like them face down, ass up. A bomb threat on a Nashville flight, I guess. This bitch don't have her hands up or her head down. Arrest her. Oh, that's what I thought. Comply or die. We're in a new regime now, lady. Oh, they brought a whole full tactical team.
Stand up.
it's probably a brown person, and then a white person claimed that they said something. Who knows?
Yeah, this time we need everybody to have their heads down.
The crew diverted the plane to shortly before 9:10 p.m. due to what airline described as a possible security matter. Removed a passenger believed to be connected with the incident. Atlanta PD said it assisted federal prosecutors. Investigators later determined there was no credible threat, and authorities say no charges are filed. So, yeah, it was just, I'm sure, somebody complaining. There's a brown person on my flight. He kept saying, Allah Akbar, you know. So Ryan shares that. That has nothing to do with him. I just thought it was an interesting story. All right, here we go.
Say, Pooter Scooter? Just doing working. About to head over to this fucking...
By the way, I'll never get a sponsorship, but shout out to Monster. You guys like these. This is Monster Rehab. It doesn't have nearly as much stuff in it, and it's only 25 calories, but it's tea lemonade flavor, and it does have caffeine and energy. Minerals and fucking whatever, right? It still gives you energy. It's an energy drink, but without all the calories and not as much sugar. I don't know. The other ones make me feel shaky nowadays. I quit drinking sodas a while back, but I still need a caffeine fix. Like my red water I mix up, it has caffeine in it too. It's Mio Energy water mixers, but no calories and all the other shit. So at least it's got some caffeine in it. I do like those Monster Rehabs though. The tea one. I don't like the other one is, the other one's kind of like an orangish looking can instead of yellow. The yellow one's good. The orange one is like mango tea or peach tea or something. I don't like it.
Troll house. Ugh. Start cleaning it. Just went and got my leaf blower. Now I'm gonna get some cleaning supplies and head down there and start doing working.
He's dug that HB tattoo underneath his sideburns so hard that it's almost gone. He has literally meth dug a tattoo off his face.
Riding around an old trusty today.
Hey, sodas are better than vodka on them.
Dusty trusty.
Dude, there is something. Oh, we got to stop and talk about this. I'm trying to get off. I don't know why I started talking about this. It's my ADHD. Got me over here on energy drinks. I am one of a percentage of people that there is something in green tea that gives me a migraine. I tried green tea for a while. The other thing that gives me a migraine is diet drinks with aspartame in them, but green tea specifically. Like, it took me forever to figure this out because I rarely had a green tea, and I have headaches all the time. But my Uncle Russ, me and my dad and my uncle were hanging out. It's his brother, and he was drinking green tea, and he talked about how he got off sodas, and he has a couple green teas a day, and it was like the Lipton's green tea or whatever, bottled green tea. And he gave me a case of them. And it probably, I didn't really care for it that much, but it probably took me for a case. I think there was only 12 in it. It probably took me a couple months. But I never put it together. Like, I would get headaches and migraines and shit and never put it together. But apparently, I finally did. After like months and months and months, I figured that once I drink one, I'll drink the whole thing or a portion of it. And like 1 hour later, it has something to do with the blood. This is like a scientific fact. It has something to do with the blood flow in my brain. And there is something in green tea that specifically dilates certain veins in certain people in their brain and causes a frontal lobe migraine. I can't fucking have it. I have no idea why. Other than I'm just weird, I guess, and a small group of people this happens to, but I can't have green tea. It's not bad, right? It's a good substitute for soda. It's a great way to quit drinking sodas, but I can't fucking have it. Uh-oh, my bad. I think I skipped one.
Riding around an old trusty today. Old dusty trusty.
All right, he's going to clean out his old house.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Finna pull up the Sonic about it. Every light on the dash is on. It drives just as good as a 21. A headliner's falling and it itches my eyes. The tailgate don't shut quite right.
All right, so he's making a parody song. Headed to the
dash is on.
It gets good. Hold on.
All right,
so from what I can gather, these people were either like the people that lived in his house, I don't think they stole all this stuff. That could be one explanation, is they stole a bunch of electronics. It seems more like they do like retail arbitrage, or maybe they're like Amazon associates or TikTok shop. So what he finds is a bunch of electronics. And I know this first thing he pulls out, as soon as I saw it, it is something that's sold on Amazon and TikTok. I see it all the time on TikTok. It's one of those big high-powered street lamps, but it's solar-powered. And he finds cases of them, or well, boxes of them, a bunch of them.
We're cleaning out this house, and we found these things called hood inks. They're all still in the box.
So they definitely sell these on TikTok Shop, which means they also sell them on Amazon. They probably come from Alibaba. But I'm pretty sure somebody there was like reselling or selling on Amazon or selling on TikTok or something.
It's like a damn street lamp. Anybody know anything about these things?
There is 1, 2, 3, probably 4. We can't see 5, 6, 6. There's 12 of them here.
So check this out, guys. We're cleaning this house out, and I found these boxes are here. It says hood ink on them, and look at what's in them. It's like fucking these big solar powered street lamps. Just boxes of them.
They're not cheap. These are actually like these are actually like pretty expensive ones. So like if you Google them on Amazon, 2 of them come in a box anywhere from $80 for 2 of them to like $120 for 2 of them. Depending on which model, which brand, which whatever, how many watts they are, blah blah blah. Like, but they're apparently really good. They got good reviews.
Check this out, guys. We're cleaning this house out, and I found these boxes are here. It says hood ink lamps. These big solar powered street lamps.
So the first thing he finds is street lamps.
Just boxes of them. Found some.
So then he finds some Google Nest learning thermostats, and he finds at least a couple of them.
They're really pretty cool.
You say it links to your phone?
Yes. So you can control everything from your phone.
Damn.
Like if you go out of town and you want.
Hey.
So then he finds boxes of air tags. Now, Ryan is almost always convinced that someone's tracking him, someone's following, someone's monitoring him, someone's in his phone, someone's in his house, someone's in his car, someone, is in his iPad. Someone's always around him. So now he's found air tags, the worst thing that his paranoia could possibly find in a rental house that he owns.
Hey, what was y'all doing here? Look at this. Look at all these Apple tags my cleaning lady just found.
As soon as I seen air tags, I'm like, dude, there's going to be a conspiracy coming. There's going to be a conspiracy. What is it?
And you got all these street lamps. What do y'all got going on here, dog? All right, little Vincent. Listen, they said at the show, they said.
By the way, he had to hire a cleaning lady to help him clean out his rental home. That's what he said earlier. Look at what my cleaning lady found.
He's in here running your mouth. Just stop. You're not going to do nothing. I done seen you twice in public. I seen you the other day when I was at fucking Wits. You looked right at me. You didn't do nothing. Just be quiet. You have tiny hands and feet anyway. Just be quiet. Go on about.
What the fuck are you tiny hands and feet? Hey, what's up, Weld? How's school going?
About your life. Okay, you're not like that, and just stay not like that, okay? Okay. But anyway, aside of guys crying in town because I dated their girlfriend once upon a time, today I met up with the drywall guy, the paint guy, the industrial cleaning lady. We got my house on North Pole getting totally redone from all the damage.
By the way, the reason he had a huge falling out with his mother, right, is because she took some of his earnings, knowing he wouldn't be famous forever. He wouldn't be viral forever. He wouldn't have a huge fan base streaming his songs forever, right? Trends change. She took some of his money and invested it in rental properties when she was basically in charge of all his finances. She paid all the bills. She paid all the vendors. She brought all the money in. She had complete control over his bank accounts. She invested that in rental properties and then rented them out to people they know, right? Like people that they know, so it wouldn't be as big an issue, like if something happened or whatever. People that they worked with, so she knew they had a job. Her assistant and her family, because obviously they're employed, you know who they are, you know, no background check, you know they're making money. And Ryan flipped the fuck out and claimed that she was buying houses that he didn't approve. First of all, he gave her permission to do whatever the fuck she wanted with his money. And she claimed that she was giving these houses away. So then he's just started searching any property that was associated with his mother's name and found houses that she hadn't bought, that had nothing to do with her. And he started showing up at people's houses and demanding to know how they got their house. And his big breakthrough, where he claimed he figured out that his mom was screwing him over, was he went to a random house that he has never owned, that his company never owned, that his mother never owned, and started questioning the lady. And she's like, what is going on? And finally, she's like, you're going to have to leave till my husband gets here. Just a woman and her kids. The husband shows up, and it's like, what is this? Well, we bought this house like 5 years ago. We own this house. He's like, who'd you buy it from? Well, whose name was on the deed? Who sold it to you? How'd you find it? And the guy's like, a realtor, you know? I don't know. We bought it through a realtor. Chill out. And finally he said, do you know any up churches? And he's like, I think maybe like 20 years ago, I worked with a guy whose last name was Upchurch. He's like, aha, a clue. They're in with my dad. Not just my mom. They're in with my dad. And started trying to break a case open while he was fucking methed out and as paranoid as he could fucking be with people that didn't even know his family or him or had anything to do with him. He was to the point where they had to call the cops because he would not leave in front of their house, doing live streams, claiming he was getting to the bottom of people stealing his money.
I'm headed back to my house now to get my garage, clean it a little bit, and just enjoy the rest of my day. Hope you had a good Sunday. Also, Trevor.
Awesome, Weld.
Blu-ray.
So he finds his night vision goggles.
Feds run you, whatever it is you want to call your fucking self. These bad boys went missing over a year ago. I bitched about them all the fucking time. I was like, man, I really wish I knew who stole my fucking night vision. Guess where I found my night vision at? Inside Trevor's fucking house that he was renting from me. This is covered in fucking cat piss. But here's my fucking night vision. I'll help you look for it, bro.
Yeah, it sounds like you just left it at your old house, man, and no one really knew where it was.
Oh, I bet you fucking will. I got it back now. It's in your fucking house. Can't trust nobody these fucking days, man. I'm just sitting here thinking, I'm like, Trevor told me, he said, Deerdorf called me and asked me,
So here we go. What's your all's theories on the Apple tags? This is where the conspiracy starts to come in.
I'm just sitting here thinking, I'm like, Trevor told me, he said, Deerdorf called me and asked me, did I get out of there unscathed? Okay. That's all fine and good, but here's the thing. The Apple tags thing, though, that's a lot of Apple tags. What's the deal with the Apple tags? Are y'all slapping them on vehicles and watching where these vehicles go and like stealing?
So now they're putting them on vehicles, and it couldn't be that they just bought electronics, sold electronics, stole electronics, hoarded electronics. Maybe they used to own an electronics store. Who the fuck? Nope. They are using Apple tags to track people.
Shit out of the vehicles? Are you stealing the vehicles? Because the only thing y'all left behind at the house was Apple tags, some fucking weird street lights, and a bunch of like car jacks and just shit to jack up cars. So I'm like, okay, well,
busted.
This is a tad bit suspicious.
Yeah.
Also, JJ the makeup artist, JJ the Mua, JJ Hughes, Jamie Hughes. She has all kind of names.
He's mad that someone named Jamie sometimes goes by Jay or JJ.
but she changed her fucking identity again. Jesus Christ, how many times you gotta change your identity, dude?
Well, it's not her identity. It's just what she puts in as her name on Facebook.
What did y'all...
Or Instagram or whatever.
Deerdorf knows this person too. He always talks about her. Well, you gotta call her Jamie Messler now. Here she is, another changed identity. This is the quote-unquote wife to Mark Hughes, the ex-security guard that used to work for me who got fired for being a pussy.
So it's his former security guard's wife, and he is concerned that she's changed her name from JJ to Jamie on Facebook. It says Jamie Messler, University of Tennessee, Knoxville, friends with like 12 people. Like, what does this have to do with anything at all? People can't have a different name on Facebook, or they can't change it or update it. Hell, mine says Turd Ferguson. Is that all right with you? By the way, she lives close to me. Not creepy at all, the way I said that. All right, so that's her. Now he's going to show her picture. He's just fucking putting people on blast. Maybe people are changing their names because you keep fucking putting them on blast. And you literally have thousands of dumbass followers that'll go harass them for just changing their name. Like, her comments on her post are turned off. I wonder why. Formerly JJ Hughes, now Jamie.
What do you know? Her new identity is friends with Gail, Billy's mom.
His aunt.
Also friends with Lauren Irvin, what do you know? And
his cousin.
Chucky, the jeweler. That is so weird.
It is weird how people you know also know each other. Like, if you lived in a tiny-ass town and you were friends with someone and you found out on social media that they're friends with someone you're also friends with, would you be like, that is so weird? Like, I understand if like, you know someone from fucking California and you live in North Carolina and you're like, oh, you're friends on Facebook with my neighbor? How do y'all know each other? But they live in a town of like a few thousand people. Why wouldn't they know each other? What? I don't understand.
That is so weird.
That is so weird.
Apple tags and getting out unscathed. Y'all are all some fucking weird.
Why might his former friend, who Ryan tried to have evicted from a house that he gave to him and signed over a quit claim deed, signed it over to his friend with a notary there, why might that person contact someone Ryan's evicting and say, did you make it out unscathed? Well, maybe because they've seen how you act and how you throw people out of your house, how you flip out, how you get so upset, and how you scream at people and claim you're going to beat them up while you're wheezing and can't get a full breath because of your asthma or whatever.
Motherfuckers, dog, you're weird. I'm going to get a bunch of fucking nose rings about it. The caption on JJ Messler's video, hilarious. This is proof that I don't look like I'm always about to deep clean the house. You need to deep clean your ass crack, you smelly bitch. You smell like shit. The 3 times that I was around you, I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, this creature smells like shit.
Oh, okay.
Like an actual just crusted ass. Ugh. I got a surprise for you guys tonight.
So now my former security guard, who I fired for being a pussy, I'm going to talk about how bad his wife smells. Because that makes sense, right? What the fuck is wrong with this guy?
Y'all want to see some UFOs? Okay, I got you. Come back here when it's dark outside, and I'll show you. All right, independent musicians, listen up, because here's you're gonna learn something. Look at this. All right.
Always in the tub.
Select.
I'm a grown ass man, dude. I can't remember the last time I took a bath. Like, what the fuck? Why is he making 3 or 4 videos a day from the tub?
Selecto Hits. Jeff Phillips. Jeff Phillips from Selecto Hits has sent me this. This is fucking comical.
Hi, Ryan and Tia. Selecto Hits. Ryan Upchurch digital payment. I hope you're both doing well. Tia, below are the details of the digital payment that we'd like to send to Ryan. We just something. Reporting periods from May of 2025 through December of 2025. So May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. So like 7 months. Or maybe, yeah. Cheatham County, $2,557.22 due. It says Charlie Scales sold his 50% share of Cheatham County. Heart of America, these are the name of his songs. $1,797.66 due. Upchurch 50%. Okay. Stuck on 17, $172.04. This revenue stems from the Pandora activity process in September 2025 for the February of 2024 something information we have. All of our labels received this same Pandora streaming bonus bump and every something us for some reason. Situations like this happen occasionally and end up being an unexpected surplus. So it sounds like this isn't just streaming money. This is like something extra that come from Pandora, and they're paying out all their artists that they have on Pandora.
So this is
reporting that we have. All of our labels receive this same Pandora streaming bonus bump, and even though they sent it to us for some reason, situations like this happen occasionally, ended up being an unexpected surprise.
This
like to send to Ryan, we just need your new banking information. So they're saying we'd like to send this money to Ryan, but we need your new bank account information. Okay.
revenue stems from Pandora activity processed in September 2025 for the
February 2024 reporting period. It is labeled as streaming bonus, and beyond that, that's all the data we have, I think is what they said. And even though our version of Cheatham County and Heart of America were sumped, this happens occasionally. Okay.
February 2024 reporting period. Okay, whoa, where's all the other money been going outside of this February 2020?
Well, you should have just read this. This is like an extra surplus of money that they didn't expect. This wasn't your normal payments. This wasn't your payment that was given to you. This is like extra money that they found that they had, and they're like, hey, we want to make this right. We got a little bit extra.
24 report. I would really love to know. You see the crowd of people that were like, upcharge, he's going crazy. He's going
So he can't
crazy.
read.
Shut up, stupid.
He can read. We just watched him read. I think his comprehension is probably on that of like a 3rd or 4th grader. Like you could literally have him read something to you, like more than one sentence, 3 or 4 sentences on an index card, take it away from him and say, what did that say? And he would have no idea how to tell you accurately what he can't sum it up, right? He can't comprehend what he reads.
Man, that crowd has gotten real.
But I mean, he's got musical talent, right? He can rap, he can sing, he's got a decent voice, he can play instruments. He just can't comprehend.
Real quiet. There's like 3 of them left going.
Yes, thank you, Weld. Like I know some guys take baths, more power to you, but I feel like I'm making like man stew. Like I don't want to sit in my own filth. I guess if it was like a romantic thing and I showered first, like me and Mariah took a bath together, that might be fine. But I don't want to sit in my own. Like I shower to get clean because I'm dirty. There's stuff on me. I don't want to sit in a bath and soak in it. I don't know. I don't like it at all. It bothers me.
Shut up, okay, please. Shut up, stupid, you're on drugs. Now everybody's like, hey, he's finna find out, and there's gonna be some people go to prison.
Again, no one's claiming that all your money went missing. It sounds like this may be a company that you used to use and you no longer use them. And they're like, hey, just want to let you know, we have to have his new bank account information. Clearly, you're not using them currently. This is extra money we weren't expecting. It's a surplus. Not surprised. We want to send it to you. Where's all the other money at that they never sent to me? What?
You been to fucking prison? Huh? Fucking prison? I went to prison in the Chevy Prism. Yo, these people that hate me, yo, they have to have the worst days watching me. They have to.
I don't know. It's pretty entertaining, to be honest with you. And none of them are worried. Remember, you were going to get your childhood best friend Deerdorf kicked out of his home that you gave to him, and then that went nowhere. Or remember when you were going to stick it to Kylie Rodney, her family, for your free speech, and then that went nowhere? You remember all that?
But I'm doing house remodeling. I'm doing fucking making a album. I'm doing fucking bowl of rice. Not really the last one, but I'm doing everything else. And doing sleuthing. And doing finding. And when I'm doing finding, they're doing crying. Doing boo-hooism. All right, y'all ready to play with some real night vision? Some real deal military grade shit? I got you.
Out here working on generators. I had this one completely. This is.
All right, y'all ready to?
Oh, that's the last one.
Night vision, some real deal military grade shit.
And then watch Deerdorf. This is the guy that he's constantly going over, going to get evicted. Thinks that he hangs out with Jelly Roll to try to get him killed and assassinated. Thinks that he has a conspiracy because he used to say that Ryan Upchurch's lawyer was a really good lawyer. So clearly he's working with a lawyer. He's working with the music industry. He's working with the record labels. He's working with Jelly Roll. He's working with Bunny. He's working with everybody except for Ryan, apparently.
Out here working on generators. I had this one completely disassembled earlier. Cleaned the gas tank, put gas in it. Still wouldn't fire up. Took the carburetor off.
No, I don't want to take away from his musical performance. It's not my type of music. I don't listen to like country rap, but in the country rap sphere, he's made a hell of a career. He's a millionaire, multimillionaire, and never signed with a record label ever. I don't want to take that away from him. Somebody said, now I'm going to check out his music. If that's your type of shit, if you like country rap, he's a really good country rap artist, and he did it without a record label. He told him to kiss his ass. He wasn't signing on to anybody. He did it all independently. So he's like a really good success story, but he's also becoming the other side of that story of like when you get money and spend it all on drugs, part of the story, and piss away, you know, everything you had, including all your friends and loved ones and everything.
And this is the type of shit that's all inside the carburetor. Look at here. See that? It's like molasses. You can clean and clean and clean and clean on these kind of carburetors when they're like that. And this one's a dual fuel, so it takes propane and gas. And it's got shit seeping out of it. I've already been trying to clean on it a little bit. I just ordered a new carburetor. It's like $50. So we just ordered a new one of those. I just ordered a new battery. Because this one's shot. So I gotta wait on those. Then I jump straight over here onto this one. Is right in the fuel tank into this bucket over here. About to pull the carburetor off this one and see what it's looking like on the inside. And if it's full of tarnish and everything, then I'm ordering.
So this guy.
All right, so this generator here, I'm waiting on a single wire starter solenoid that I can put the battery on it. And this
is just out here living his best life, not even worried about Ryan.
Waiting on a battery and a carburetor. This one here will be ready to go. This one here, changing the oil in it now, waiting on the pull cord and a carburetor. Just cleaned the fuel tank and the petcock broke. So waiting on one of them as well. And then this will be ready to go. And now I'm about to call the.
Does he seem super worried about any of this? Does he seem like he's just wringing his hands saying, oh my God, what did Ryan do today? I can't believe it. Because Ryan's like, they must hate watching me because I'm always figuring them out. It looks like he's just out here living his fucking best life, like working on shit, making money, hanging out in his house that you gave to him that you can't take back now, even though you don't like him anymore.
Since they want me to mess with this one. I put the battery off of that one.
I didn't ask what your musical preferences were. I just said, if you like this. So, cool. Old Southern rock. Amazing. You can go listen to it. That wasn't the question.
On this one, to see what was going on. And so far, it needs a still.
Yeah, he's not bad, Billy.
Solenoid right here. It needs a battery. and all the shit coming
If you're into that, obviously I'm not.
out of the carburetor right there with snails in it and shit, I'd say it needs a carburetor, and then I got to take the fuel tank off and clean it. Yeah, this is the shit that's been coming out of the fuel tanks of his generators.
Ooh.
Well, I got this one here running really good.
So Deerdorf, we don't have to watch all his stories. He's just living his best life. He could give a fuck less what Ryan's doing. Right? He's got a family, a home, a job. He's making money. He's having fun. He's doing his fucking thing. And Ryan's like, they must hate me.
All right, y'all ready? Yo, these people that hate me, they have to have the worst days watching me. They have to. But I'm doing house remodeling. I'm doing fucking making a album. I'm doing fucking bowl of rice. Not really the last one, but I'm doing everything else. And doing sleuthing. And doing finding. And when I'm doing finding, they're doing crying. Doing boo-hooism. All right, yo.
Like in Ryan's head, everybody sits around thinking about him and I guess how to kill him or have him assassinated or steal all his money and all the bad things that he claims they've done to him 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Also, there is a new motion to cancel Jelly Roll. Ooh, this was that oil storage. That's all in fire. Hold on, let's watch this first.
So that is what 7 million barrels of refined fuel burning looks like. And that's what it looks like when it's running down the streets and through the sewers and down the sidewalks while it's on fire. 7 million barrels. Oh, and they hit another storage facility that had 3 million. So 10 million barrels total of refined fuel products up in smoke in Iran. So what did they do? They struck Israel's largest oil refinery, the Haifa refinery. Yeah. And they're trying as hard as they can to hit Saudi oil fields. Everything they've thrown at it's been intercepted, but
this is not going to be good for oil prices.
Now, what all this means is this is playing out in the worst way possible.
That's right, Weld.
Worst case scenario.
You a mechanic?
The way this is playing out. Experts are already predicting $110 oil on Monday.
Ooh.
I'm not saying that yet, but it could happen. Thanks.
I don't know about 110, but it's sitting at 114 right now. It's sitting at 114 right now. So 110 doesn't seem crazy, does it? All right. What I was going to show you is Jelly Roll. Ryan tried to cancel Jelly Roll, and he released that video. But basically, he was just quoting what Nicole Arbor said. Now they're trying hard to cancel him again. Is this the video?
If you don't know, Jelly Roll.
So apparently, there's another girl named Bobby Altoff. Is that how you say her name? Bobby Altoff. And she's a podcaster. And her specific style of podcast is kind of being cringe, very dry, asking these kind of loaded questions. It's almost like she's being mean to her guests. And she calls her podcast like the best podcast or something like that, the greatest podcast. But it comes off like she's being mean to her guests, and like she could care less what she's asking or whatever. It's a good shtick. Lots of people like it. Whatever. It's not for me, but lots of people like it. She went to do a podcast with Jelly Roll. It's from this guy. She went to do a podcast with Jelly Roll and Bunny. And then afterwards, later that night, after the podcast, nowhere with Jelly Roll or Bunny, she is seen leaving a bar so drunk she's being carried out of the bar. So now they're accusing Jelly Roll of trying to roofie her, even though it doesn't even seem like she was there. Didn't Ryan and Nicole Arbor date a while back? Yes. And she claims that Ryan tried to roofie her or something. She got roofied. Ryan claims she's crazy, but now they're working together to take down Jelly Roll.
So Jelly Roll just keeps on falling from grace. Mike Smith in the
It's like they're obsessed with taking Jelly Roll down. It's really weird.
from the comedy troupe The Trailer Park Boys is seen playing guitar with Jelly Roll on stage. What is the issue with this? He was just allegedly charged with SAing somebody. As they say, the jelly does not fall too far from the jelly tree. I don't know. I'm digressing all over.
So somebody, a friend of Jelly Rolls, was accused of SA. That has nothing to do with him. Here's the video I was talking about. 2.6 million views, by the way.
Back in the news, Nicole Arbour is coming with more receipts. This time, Bobby Altoff is involved. I had no clue. She did Bunny and Jelly Roll's podcast, right? They take her down. They're saying all this weird BDSM, talking all this dirty stuff. Bobby, you can see, is visibly disturbed. And then Bunny says, oh, we're going to make her a Broadway girl tonight. They take her down to Trashville. Broadway is a street in Trashville. And then what happens? A few hours later, she comes out of the bar and has to be carried out of the bar. It looks like she was roofied. All right, and we've already talked to Nicole Arbour about these bars in Nashville allegedly having a problem with doing this to women. Then,
I mean, this is just a claim, right? They're just saying, oh, well, there's a bunch. Everybody knows that the bars in Nashville, they'll roofie you and traffic you or SA you or something.
All right, and we've already talked to Nicole Arbour about these bars in Nashville.
What the fuck does this have to do with Jelly Roll?
Allegedly having a problem with doing this to women. Then
Ryan Upchurch released a video that it's basically Jelly Roll saying Nicole Arbour said on Twitter that you're Epstein and I'm like the Ghislaine Maxwell. And I'm like, what the fuck? That's crazy.
TMZ just happens to be there and catches the shot across the street. And then also, why are we seeing...
No, TMZ is not there. We'll see. Nicole Arbour brings this up as well. Let's go to her page real quick. Hold on.
So Jelly Roll is back.
Nicole Arbour brings up like, so TMZ just has someone outside the exact bar that she ends up getting carried out of, blah, blah, blah. No. TMZ just buys videos like this. They just buy videos like this. Anybody with a cell phone could have taken that video for any fucking reason. Then when they find out that it's Nicole Arbour or any other celebrity or podcaster or YouTuber or fucking president or administration, whatever, politician, they say, hey, TMZ, I've got this video. Do you want to buy it? It's not as deep as like, oh, they paid somebody off and they were tipped off and Jelly Roll knew this. So he's the one who hired somebody to take the video knowing that TMZ would need it later. But no, just everybody has a camera in their pocket. You realize that, right?
Last video until I just tell you guys everything that happened, answer all your questions, and get into it. July 2024, Bobby Altoff from Really Good Podcast, you know, the hilarious girl that did the whole thing with Drake in the bed and she's funny. She's so funny. She flew to Nashville to do a podcast with Jelly Roll and Bunny. I found the episode awkward and weird and creepy, but not even like her super cute brand of awkward. It was just like...
I just want to know why you hide all that body. Like, you've got a body on you, baby.
Yeah. You're a masochist. Sadist. A sadist.
People who like pain.
That's not me.
Is that the people that hook themselves and hang from stuff?
I mean...
Where'd you guys hear about that? Who taught you guys that?
It's a lifestyle,
Well, let me tell you something. Bunny knows some stuff that weirds me out.
But you knew that.
I knew that one.
So this is her shtick, acting like she's like almost like disgusted with her guests. I'll show you a clip of her podcast in a second. Like standoffish. Hold on. Let me show you any of her other podcasts so you kind of know where it's coming from. Like, it's not weird to me at all that she's kind of acting like this.
Lex.
Like they're weird and the stuff they are talking about is weird and she's not interested. That's how her podcast is.
I mean, yeah, it's not that dark.
So this is Nick Cannon.
But it's so intense that you're not paying attention. If you're paying attention to the person that's next to you, you're there for the wrong reasons. To get centered and to be...
See how she's acting like she's not interested at all?
Universe.
Do you come out feeling like you're one with the universe?
I come out feeling hot and sweaty, but I feel like I have released. I feel like the toxins have left my body. I feel like, I've...
We're talking about hot yoga, by the way.
Stretched and reached bounds that I would not normally, so I feel like I've accomplished something.
Let's do something. What's our next move?
Oh, then close our eyes. Do you trust as much?
So they're doing yoga together in this one. Maybe this wasn't the best one to use, but hold on.
To get centered.
She's very standoffish, very I don't have time for you or I'm better than you kind of vibe. And it's like her shtick. Like that's what makes a lot of it funny. So if we go to like her shorts and pick like a most popular one, let's see her interviewing someone. This is her with Mark Cuban.
Do you think that I have to go to New York next week? Can I use your plane? No. Okay. I just thought I'd shoot my shot.
Doesn't hurt to ask it.
Yeah, you could have said yes.
I could.
You still can. You can say yes.
I won't.
Why are you smiling when you say that?
Because it's better than frowning. I won't.
Okay, that's true. Now I feel like you're being mean. But maybe you could let me. Why?
No, it's a hassle.
Mark.
It's expensive too.
We're friends. We share the same birth date.
I know, we're getting close.
Yeah. So let's just
someday
let me take your plane with me to New York.
Someday.
Do you want to see me on Spirit Airlines?
That'd be kind of cool.
Well, then you come with me.
Maybe. I wouldn't have a problem with that at all.
Do you think that?
So when she talks about, oh, glad you're back. So when she talks about like when Jelly Roll and Bunny are talking about anything, and she's like, "Oh, how do you know that? That's weird." Well, you're the one who knew. Like that's not weird to me at all because that's her shtick.
You Mexican?
That's what she does.
You Mexican or what?
White.
For real? Mm-hmm. Who Mexican? Your mama or your daddy?
My mom.
Real? So you speak Spanish?
No, my grandma didn't teach, and she barely speaks English. Well, she's not alive, but she didn't teach any of her kids Spanish, so they all don't speak any.
She said, you motherfuckers want to be in America, y'all gonna speak English.
Yeah, that's exactly what she said.
I fuck with your grandma.
So she did not teach a single. Just bite the dragon fruit off.
We're eating just the dragon fruit?
Well, I'm just suggesting you do that because I like dragon fruit. That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay, but I want the, like...
Okay, then don't listen to me.
I'm trying to get, like, all of these flavors.
All right, go ahead.
Maybe can I take a bite of dragon fruit and
we'll give you a separate piece of dragon fruit.
It doesn't really taste like much.
Dragon fruit?
Mm-hmm. I thought it would be more pricey because of the name.
It's pretty expensive.
Yeah.
This was $14.
So again, that's her shtick. So let's go back to this and watch. She's doing her shtick while they're talking.
Who taught you guys that?
It's a lifestyle,
Boy, let me tell you
Bobby.
something. Bunny knows some stuff that weirds me out.
But you knew that.
I knew that one, kind of. Not really, because I thought it was the people that hooked.
Well, I mean, I think it's all under an umbrella of like that, you know.
Like Satanists?
I don't think Satanists worship the devil either. I think
What do
they
you
believe that
mean?
there's no. Don't they believe that there's no God? So like when you're having sex, they like to be choked or smacked in their face or BDSM.
They say Satanist, but I think they mean sadist. A sadist.
We love Mama Tot. Yeah. BDSM, leather, whips and leather and stuff like that. You know what that is, right? So it's all like.
It seems more awkward because they're talking about like sexually charged topics, but no matter what the topic was, she would be like, well, whatever. Yeah, if that's what you're into, kind of deal.
Together. It just seemed like they had paid her to fly there and put them on her podcast. They dressed her up, put a bunch of makeup on her, and said they're going to take her down to Broadway.
And now she's ready to be a Broadway girl.
They basically said, we're going to get you fixed up. We're going to get you like basically looking Nashville, and we're going to take you down to Broadway because everybody knows that's where Broadway Girls, there's a song about it and partying on Broadway and all that shit.
We had to turn her into a Broadway girl.
Yeah. Fast forward, she does go to Broadway, and within a couple hours, her lifeless ragdoll-like body is being.
Jaybird. I'm just going to say this once. You don't have to always play the victim. It's obvious I don't belong here. No one likes me and keep laughing and do the just be fucking normal, right? Don't apologize. Don't say I don't belong here or leave. I don't know why we keep going through these fucking episodes of no one loves me here. I'll just see myself out. Just be fucking normal. Everything's fine. No one's mad. Nothing happened. No one told you didn't belong here. But I can't keep having these mini counseling sessions in chat. I've let them go on for years. It bothers me a lot. Okay? So if you want to hang out, just be cool. No one's upset. No one's mad. No one's trying to cancel you. No one's saying you don't belong. If you just want to hang out, cool. And if you can't do that, I'm sorry.
Carried out of a bar. Seems like she got roofied to me. Her comments were about it being scary, not.
Last night was scary, but thankful for good friends in my life like Sean for looking out for me. She wrote next of a photo of herself at the Arizona Cardinals and the Arizona Cardinals cornerback. So she's with an NFL player, first of all. Second of all, she's like, last night was scary. And then Nicole Arbor just says, sounds like she was roofied to me. Or maybe she just got drunk. Maybe she had too much to drink. Maybe she wanted to be carried around by her boyfriend.
So it's all like tied together. Now she's ready to be a Broadway girl.
She does go to Broadway. And within a couple hours, her lifeless ragdoll-like body is being carried out of a bar. Seems like she got roofied to me. Her comments were about it being scary, not, oh my God, I got so drunk on Broadway. This is the part I can't shake. How?
So this is the video they get. And then, of course, Nicole Arbor's like, how did TMZ even get this video? Everybody has a camera in their pocket. Everybody in the world has a fucking camera in their pocket. Someone maybe was fucking recording that goddamn street sign, and they just happened to catch this, and they sell it to TMZ.
Did TMZ get footage of her being carried out of that bar? One specific bar in all of Nashville, in all of Broadway. They knew exactly.
It's not one specific bar that they knew she was at. It is millions of people in Nashville recording stuff. And then one person happened to catch this. When they found out it was Bobby Altoff, they called TMZ and said, hey, you want to buy this?
Where to stand. They were across the street and they zoomed in their camera just as she's being carried out like floppy. A lot of things are kind of thinging. I was given the tip that Jelly Roll's the one who sold the Morgan
Surprised eyebrows, yes. She looked shocked.
All in N-word footage to TMZ to destroy Morgan's career so that his could pop off. I don't know.
So then she just makes this claim that no one's ever validated. She just claims someone told her that Jelly Roll sold the clip of Morgan Wallen saying the N-word to TMZ to hurt Morgan Wallen's career so Jelly Roll could have a bigger career.
If that's true, but that's a tip I got. It's peculiar that TMZ stopped putting Jelly Roll and Bunny on the cover of all of their pages after I called out that they've never written anything bad about them and asked them directly if they take payment. TMZ has never written anything bad about Jelly Roll. Bobby comes to town to do a podcast with Jelly Roll, and then there's footage of her being carried out of a bar suddenly on TMZ, but there's no TMZ in Nashville. Just running the numbers, let's say they pay.
But there's no TMZ in Nashville. That means Jelly Roll did it. Imagine being in a city in Nashville and rather than thinking like everybody's recording, everybody's doing something, you know, everybody's got their phone out, especially like on Broadway or some, you know, really popular place like that, thinking that no, none of that happened. One person specifically knew that she was going to be at that bar, that she was going to get drunk, that she was going to get carried out, that she was roofied, and TMZ sent them there by orders of Jelly Roll to get this one image.
Bobby $30,000 to be on her podcast.
Morgan Wallen said the N-word like it's been a long time ago when that all went viral.
Because a very popular podcast, it's good PR for them. This is just like hypothetical. And then if a situation was orchestrated at a bar so that they could get scandalous footage and sell it to TMZ for around $30,000
in 2021
or more
is when the video come out, but I think the video was from like a year or two earlier.
Maybe they sold it for $50. They made a profit. It's a theory. Who gave you that footage, TMZ? Last video until I...
So now listen to this very end of this. Why did they do this? Because they probably had to pay her to be on her podcast. And let's say, let me just make up a number. Let's say that's $40,000. And then they sold this video to TMZ for $40,000. Or maybe they made a profit. Is that the most effective way for a millionaire Jelly Roll to spend his time? Like, you don't think that he could break even or make $10,000 some other way?
It's good PR for them. This is just like hypothetical. And then if a situation was orchestrated at a bar so that they could get scandalous footage and sell it to TMZ for around $30,000 or more, maybe they sold it for $50, they made a profit. They take payment. TMZ has never written. TMZ stopped putting Jelly Roll and called out that they've never written anything bad about them and asked them.
Like, what a dumb fucking slapstick, fucking retarded ass way to make money. Like, I'm going to pay this person $30,000 to be on their podcast. Then I'm going to contact TMZ. I'm going to somehow secretly roofie them at the bar. I'm going to get footage of them being carried out of the bar by their boyfriend or whatever, the person they're with, right? Who's also an NFL player. And then when I get all of that together, I'm going to sell that back to TMZ to where I can break even.
Directly if they take payment. TMZ has never written anything bad about Jelly Roll. Bobby comes to town to do a podcast with Jelly Roll, and then there's footage of her being carried out of a bar suddenly on TMZ, but there's no TMZ in Nashville. Just running the numbers, let's say they paid Bobby $30,000 to be on her podcast because a very popular podcast, it's good PR.
And by the way, TMZ probably paid a couple $100 for that video, not hundreds. It's someone drunk being carried around, and it's from across the street and down the block. There's no way they paid $50,000 a video.
This is just like hypothetical. And then if a situation was orchestrated at a bar so that they could get scandalous footage and sell it to TMZ for around $30,000 or more, maybe they sold it for $50.
People are talking about how smart she is that she put all these pieces together. And I'm thinking, how dumb is this stupid bitch?
They made a profit. It's a theory. Who gave you that footage, TMZ? Last video until I just tell you guys everything that happened, answer all your questions, and
You got to be fucking kidding me. I don't know what this audio is. It's probably copywritten. Oh, that's Mike Smith. That's the guy that was apparently accused of sexual assault against somebody. Trailer Park Boys, Mike Smith. So is he even friends with Jelly Roll, or are they just both famous? Like, he's a Canadian comedian and actor, right? So are they actually like friends, like boys from like back on the block and good friends? Or are they just both famous and happen to be somewhere and he gets called out on stage? Trailer Park Boys star Mike Smith has been charged with sexual assault and is stepping away from the comedy group. I don't know what his guitar is. I have no idea. Like, how close are they actually? They make it sound like they're fucking best friends. I wonder why that crazy girl Nicole Arbor hasn't posted in a couple days. Y'all about to find out. Uh-oh. See, Will, this is why I come here. Anyone that talks like you and me, I got the Kentucky Diana twang. I know I'm going to be fully informed. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you for the donation. Yeah, Morgan Wallen, there was a video released in 2021 of him like screaming the N-word. Somebody recorded it from their balcony and he's out. I don't know what. It's a weird situation. He's out in the road and screaming at people. And then Nicole Arbor says, I posted yesterday, you crazy hooker. But they are here to cancel him. Listen to this. Like all the crazy accusations they're making because some other girl got drunk. Let me get you audio back.
Jelly Roll broke his collarbone all of a sudden, which Nicole Arbor said. Talked to Nicole Arbor about these bars in Nashville allegedly having a problem with doing this.
Like, this is weaponized levels of paranoia equal to Ryan Upchurch. So Jelly Roll's in with the music industry trying to cancel Nicole Arbor and pay her off hush money because she didn't want to marry Jelly Roll's friend, and they decided to destroy her career by quoting Nicole Arbor to Ryan Upchurch about the Epstein thing. Ryan Upchurch releases that, and now they have some type of deal to where every bar in Nashville knows that if Bobby Altoff shows up, they're supposed to roofie her for Jelly Roll so he can be outside the roofied bar at the right time to catch the video to sell it to TMZ so he doesn't have to pay for his podcast appearance. Make sense?
Women. Then TMZ just happens to be there and catches the shot across the street. And then also, why are we seeing that Jelly Roll broke his collar?
TMZ was not there. TMZ did not catch a shot. Anybody could have recorded that.
That Jelly Roll broke his collarbone all of a sudden, which Nicole Arbor said the dates do not match up with the dates that they are saying. You can look on the x-ray in the video and it says like December 15th, but they're saying it happened in like January, a month before the Grammys. In the Grammys, Jelly Roll is holding that Grammy no problem in his right arm or left arm, whichever one it is. He's raising them both, praising Jesus. Anybody knows with a collarbone injury, that does not happen. I have questions. Bobby Altoff, what happened to you? Because there is an epidemic happening in Trashville. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Secret Service Sam Out Samson for president of the world. So Jelly Roll is back in the news. Nicole Arbor is coming with more.
Oh, I forgot to tell you. A lot of people hate Bobby Altoff because when she got famous, she divorced her husband, who had been there with her for years, and you know, they have kids together, and it seems like she got famous, started rubbing elbows with a bunch of celebrities, then suddenly she divorced her husband and started dating different celebrities. But you can draw your own conclusions. Maybe it was a horrible marriage. I have no idea. But the fact that everybody's like trying to cancel Jelly Roll over the weirdest shit, like somebody he was on stage with once committed sexual assault. So
If you don't know, Jelly Roll has a bar called Goodnight Nashville in Trashville. And there's a lot of people coming forward saying that they've been putting men and women good night with the roofies.
Who's claiming this? How hard would it be to keep a story like that under wraps? Like, the bar roofies people? The bar. With all the employees and nobody squealed or said something or a police investigation or somebody went and got drug tested afterwards and found out and then traced it back. The bar's doing it. Not some like creepy. I understand creepy guys do it all the time when you go to the bathroom or not looking and they rip your drink. I get that. but the actual establishment under the order of Jelly Roll is roofing people.
You know, not like the thing you put on your roof, but the thing that people give so you forget things ever happened. And apparently, allegedly, men are falling prey to this too. Apparently and allegedly in Nashville, they are saying that men are being roofied as well because they are being roofied and then people steal from them, rob them. Now, we obviously know women have, we've heard Nicole Arbor say it, she is.
People are saying, check, in the comments are saying, check out Ryan Upchurch. He put all this together years ago.
She has had this happen to her 6 times in Nashville, trash clean. Now, we obviously as well because they are being roofied and then people steal from them, rob them clean. Now, we obviously know women have, we've heard Nicole Arbor say it, she has had this happen to her 6 times.
Nicole Arbor just happens to get roofied 6 times. Maybe she can't handle her alcohol. You may ever consider that or no?
In Nashville, Trashville. I mean, there is an epidemic happening, and I think we need to raise awareness about this. Good night, Nashville, right? It seems like we need to wake up and not go to sleep on Trashville right now. We need to turn the lights on and see what is really going on inside this little city. What do you guys think? Please come forward with your stories. Let me know in the comments. DM me if you want to tell me something private to report. This is all allegedly, but I have no patience for it. I had my wife and a friend get roofied one night, and I literally walked outside for 15 minutes. I came back in, and this guy goes, "Oh, the husband's back." I'm like, "Yeah, the husband's back. Where'd you think I was going?" And he was making out.
Someone said take a cup cover with you. A lot of people use cup covers to prevent being fucking roofied, I guess.
With one of our friends who is a lesbian, not even into men. So it goes to show you the power of what this substance can do. 15 minutes, I came back in, and this guy goes, "Oh, the husband's back." I'm like, "Yeah, the husband's back. Where'd you think I was going?" And he was making out with one of our friends who is a lesbian, not even into men. So it goes to show you the power of what this substance.
I think some people get really drunk. I'm not saying all people. I'm not saying, don't believe women or women never get raped or whatever. I think some people may drink too heavily, make bad decisions, and then their go-to is, I must have been drugged. I must have been roofied.
Can do. And men are so brazen, I've heard the bartenders are even in on it. So ladies, if you've had this experience, let me know in the comments so we can expose it all. Secret Service Sam out, Samson for president of the world. If you don't.
Oh, did anybody think about this? Listen, this is a comment. Don't you think it's just kind of weird that you aren't really a somebody singer until you have gone to Nashville or Hollywood? You can go to any karaoke bar in the world and find just as good, if not better, singers. And the true gospel is never on the charts. It's almost like those cities are famous for music, and that's where music production and big production and stuff happens. It's almost like Nashville. Maybe this is like a well-known city, and a bunch of record labels and production companies are there. I don't know. I'm just saying. You can't be somebody unless you go to Nashville. And they never put Amazing Grace on the charts.
So Jelly Roll just keeps on falling from grace. Mike Smith from the comedy troupe The Trailer Park Boys is seen playing guitar with Jelly.
Yeah, how the fuck you get roofied 5-6 times? Same city. Like, you haven't picked up on the pattern yet?
On stage. What is the issue with this? He was just allegedly charged with SAing somebody. As they say, the jelly does not fall too far from the jelly tree. I don't know. I'm digressing all over the place. Jelly Roll needs to come clean, Patriots. This is just... I feel like we're going to just keep getting more and more and more Jelly Roll. I mean, It's like a booger that he pulled out of his nose and ate. I don't know what else to say about it. Allegedly, his bar in Nashville is shutting down. It's called Good Night, I think. Good Night Nashville, something like that. But Jelly Roll, what's going on? I thought you were going to let everybody know I'm going to speak my mind and they'll hear it very soon. I love you, Jesus. But we haven't heard anything from him. He's been oddly silent. Secret Service Sam Out Sampson for president of the world. So Jelly... Hey,
there's just, I don't know. There's too much going on. So many people trying to cancel Jelly Roll. It's weird at this point, right? And Ryan's got to release the tape, the Epstein tape, where, like, that doesn't even make fucking sense, dude. Like, and that's not what he said. What they're claiming he said is not even true. They're claiming he said, like, you're Jeffrey Epstein and I'm Ghislaine Maxwell. He's saying that Nicole Arbor claimed that. Here's the leaked footage. That's what he just said. He said, I'm going to go grab my other phone. Nicole Arbor's exact words were, listen very closely.
No, for real, hey, man, I'm going to go grab the phone to my other phone. Nicole Arbor's exact words were, ready for this one, y'all? Big caption, big photo. How did Jeffrey Epstein happen? With much work and help. Just like Jeffrey Epstein, Ryan Upchurch has Jelly Roll and his wife to handle his dirty work. Here's a video of...
And just in case you didn't believe that's what he was saying, right? You can go back. Nicole Arbor's fucking tweet is still up that says, how did Jeffrey Epstein happen with work and friends like Jelly Roll? And she's talking about Ryan Upchurch. She's talking about Ryan Upchurch and Jelly Roll, claiming that Jelly Roll helped hide Ryan Upchurch's assault of her or roofing her or whatever and their relationship when Ryan came out and called her crazy and said she made up being roofied and stole his wallet.
How did Jeffrey Epstein happen? With much work and help. Just like Jeffrey Epstein, Ryan Upchurch has Jelly Roll and his wife to handle his dirty work. Here's a video of Jelly Roll. This is on the internet, dog. It's millions of views. You see it? Yeah, this is fucking went to big viral. It's insane. We got all blocked by this.
It's like a charity event.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm filming, and Jelly Roll's like, I don't give a fuck. Epstein?
Right. You know what I've been wanting for years? B-Moose can attest to this. I want a fucking secret alliance, bro. When it comes
I felt like that's what we had. You know what I'm saying?
Me too, until the mainstream tool made it look different, and then all these posts and all this shit made it look different. I mean, the vibe definitely was weird this morning. I know you know why it was weird, because you be on some gangster shit too.
We are watching, and we will expose what needs to be exposed. You cannot hide behind your wealth, power, or influence. The people deserve truth, and we will ensure...
Like, this isn't this isn't being exposed.
You know, I'm a dumb redneck. I haven't watched enough. I didn't have a phone for 18 months. I've had one for 4 months and don't have social media.
We are anonymous. We do not forget. We do not forgive. Expect us.
No, for real, hey, man.
Sorry, I'm looking for something.
Nicole Arbor's exact words were, ready for this one, y'all? Big caption, big photo. How did Jeffrey Epstein happen? With much work and help. Just like...
Alleged smear campaign. Just when you think Jelly Roll and Bunny can't get any shadier, here's another one of their alleged smear campaign people. This one's gonna be really short. Follow me.
Oh, Nicole Arbor.
His name is Quinn Pratt Online. I think he's posted about like 5 different videos about me right now. Just total nonsense. Real name, Quinn Emerson Broyles. Super easy to find your mugshot. Sorry, mug shots. Mug shots. That's plural.
All right, she's showing a bunch of mugshots. I'm going through her account. Somebody's got the screenshot of it. Allegedly taped our private calls, then tried it on a show. She's genuinely evil. There's nothing you can say to make me change. She gets off on hurting people. This is in response to what? I thought my last tweet was enough, but then my heart said something else. No rage. If Candace wants to go on the phone. Oh, so she's beefing with Candace Owens as well. It seems like this is her. She claims that they tried to ruin her career. They threatened to sue her. They got mad at her because she wouldn't marry Ryan Upchurch or somebody, one of Jelly Roll's friends. They stole her music. They offered her hush money. They threatened to sue her. They offered her hush money again, and now she's exposing them. But she doesn't write that good of music, and she is not that famous. It seems more like she's clout chasing than anything. But maybe that's me. Maybe that's just me. All right, we're moving on. That's the Nicole Arbor Upchurch jelly roll stuff. It's Sunday's a good day to cover weird shit, I guess. Huh? Maybe? I don't know. Let's do this. Trump's job growth numbers. How bad are they?
You may have heard that Trump's job report came out and it looks really bad for him. But let's look at it historically. You can see
that's not that bad, right? Like, oh, Trump's job growth looks so bad. That's not that bad. Look at it. That's middle of the road, right?
Trump's bar is right here. It's kind of in the middle of recent history, but there's a problem with this graph. I'm lying to you. This is Trump's job growth during his entire second term.
That's his entire second term. And every other bar graph on here is just 1 month under Joe Biden. That's Trump's 14 months or whatever versus, or at least 12 months, 13 months, something like that, versus 1 month under Joe Biden.
All 14 months. And these other bars are individual job growth during a singular month during Biden's term. 14 months in this.
So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 8 months that Biden was lower than 14 months of Trump.
Bar. 1 month.
And that hasn't even got the worst part yet.
Each of these other bars. But there's a problem again. I'm lying again. He's not in the middle of the pack.
Damn! Damn! This is 14 months under Trump. This bar right here that I'm highlighting. And the other ones are 1 month sections under Joe Biden.
He's down at the bottom. And remember, this is Trump's entire second term. 14 months in this one bar of job growth. Each of these other bars are one singular month during the Biden administration.
Mariah likes to spike my water with Cialis.
One bar dwarfs the entire administration. His 14 months, his job growth and his economic policies are...
Imagine having 1 month versus Trump's 1 year and 2 months, and you still can't hold a candle to any of the months. Like, you bring me your best 14 months combined, and I'll beat you with any 1 month from my fucking administration.
Pathetic. He has no juice to his squeeze. If Trump is lucky, he might break the top 10 by the end of his 4 years. This means...
It seems like Republicans get in, start an economic catastrophe, start a war, and then Democrats have to come in and fix everything. And by the time it's just getting ramped up to be fixed, then someone wants to elect a Republican because he says it's still broken.
That 1 month under Biden would be better for the economy than an entire 4 years under Trump. You may have heard that Trump's job report came out and it looks really bad.
I won't pause it this time. It's very damning. This chart is very, very, very damning.
You may have heard that Trump's job report came out and it looks really bad for him. But let's look at it historically. You can see Trump's bar is right here. It's kind of in the middle of recent history. But there's a problem with this graph. I'm lying to you. This is Trump's job growth during his entire second term, all 14 months. And these other bars are individual job growth during a singular month during Biden's term. 14 months in this bar, 1 month for each of these other bars. But there's a problem again. I'm lying again. He's not in the middle of the pack. He's down at the bottom. And remember, this is Trump's entire second term. 14 months in this one bar of job growth. Each of these other bars are one singular month during the Biden administration. One bar dwarfs the entire Trump administration. His 14 months, his job growth and his economic policies are pathetic. He has no juice to his squeeze. If Trump is lucky, he might break the top 10 by the end of his 4 years. This means that 1 month under Biden would be better for the economy than an entire 4 years under Trump. You may have heard
1 month under Joe Biden is better for an economy than anything Trump can fucking do. Now listen, I'm going to tell you something that sounds fake, but it's not, okay? In the last 15 years, 1-5. A cyclical playbook, I agree. Destroy the economy, start a war, and then it goes into, a Democrat gets in, and it takes time for the policies to start effect. But like under Joe Biden, they kept bitching about like inflation. Inflation is the same today as when Biden left office. He got it down. Or at least it got it down as far as Trump could get it down, because it's the fucking same when he left office. Whatever. This is going to sound like a lie. It's not. This is going to sound made up. It's not. Over the last 15 years, there have been 9 months of reported overall job losses. All 9 months were under the Trump administration. That's fucking insane. All 9 months out of the last 15 years. I would love for a lot of the shit Trump said to be true, right? Oh, we're bringing back jobs, and we're going to this great period, and gas is going to be super cheap, but we're also going to drill, baby, drill, and the economy's coming back, and you won't have to do this, and we'll be the best, and everybody will be better. But none of it is true. I don't know who this guy's channel is, but I'm going to follow him just for that chart. Very good. Let's see what else he's got.
As the Trump administration,
I don't know what type of content he does. We're just checking it out.
Our troops to Iran, when they get back, they're going to find that their VA benefits have been slashed. Thousands of doctors and nurses across the country that work for the VA are being fired. Benefits are getting capped.
By the way, he fired the person who does the job numbers because he claimed they were rigging it and making too many errors. Literally, the guy doing it now is Trump's guy that does it, and he's getting the same, if not worse, numbers.
Or cut, or lessened. When their chances for injury or disability haven't been higher since we've left Afghanistan, they're getting left in the dust. We're in a rough spot with the VA before, and now it's worse. What's the point of the VA if the Republicans do nothing but cut it? I wonder if it's a good idea to do the people that you put the most trust in to be absolutely resentful to you for cutting the things that you promised them to sign up for this in the first place. This doesn't seem like a good long-term strategy. As the Trump administration sends our troops to our...
It never does. All right, we got to go. My guy, Alex Hollings, is that his name? Hold on. I got it over here. Somewhere. The aviation guy, the military aviation guy. Alex Hollings 52. Finally did a video on the F-16s, F-18. Oh, it's probably on his YouTube. Hold on. Sandbox is YouTube. Where he finally did a video on the Kuwaiti jet shooting down. So he thinks it was probably Sidewinder missiles. Maybe the guy wasn't as trained to know that Sidewinders just lock onto heat signature, and he was firing out towards drones without realizing that they would also lock on to much closer friendly aircraft. This is probably it.
With combat operations against Iran now stretching into their 6th day, we've seen several notable air-to-air engagements, historic first uses of never-before-seen.
This guy knows what he's talking about when he's talking about military aviation. And, you know, fucking new planes and concept planes and combat. He's a good dude.
Weapon systems, and a growing list of questions begin to emerge about how long this fight might take and how exactly it might end. Now, with localized air superiority established on Iran's southern flank, American combat aircraft are beginning to fly deeper into the nation's airspace as they begin to transition away from longer-range standoff weapons like cruise missiles that are meant to limit the risk to launching aircraft and toward cheaper.
Yes, the guy Trump put in place could be, because Trump not only claimed McIntyre, who was almost unanimously confirmed as under Biden. I think it was like a vote of like 86-8, right? That she was cooking the numbers to make Kamala Harris look better pre-election, and then post-election was giving out fake numbers for political reasons. No proof, no evidence, no nothing. Basically, what they do is they send out a survey when they come back within, like, I think it's like the first 30 days, they put out numbers based on what, and then over the next like fucking 6 months, they keep getting more and more surveys out that are late or didn't respond or closed or whatever they find out, and they keep revising those numbers. And a lot of times they revise them, they go up some, they go down some, whatever. But it seems like the only people that were happy to send this piece of paper back were the people that were doing good, because they would show like job growth. But then when they got the rest of the numbers back and had to revise them, it was much, much, much worse. And Trump did not like being questioned about that by the media. So he had to put his guy in, and that guy could very well be trying, even though they're bad, maybe he's trying to soften the blow to make Trump not look so bad.
And more plentiful close-range stand-in weapons like JDAMs. Now this shift suggests Iran's integrated air defense network is beginning to falter under the weight of literally thousands of airstrikes being conducted in the south by American forces and in the north by Israeli aircraft. With more than 30 Iranian Navy vessels now sunk, more than 2,000 targets already struck, and this campaign continuing to ramp up, Iran's ability to defend itself may be rapidly waning, but it is important to understand the pretty wide gap between beating the crap out of a nation's military and eliminating their ability or their will to fight. So let's run through some of the biggest developments to surface in this fight over the past week. I'm Alex Hollings, and this is Air Power.
Let's see what he's got to say. I think this is just all his videos put together. He makes them into shorts over on his TikTok channel. I think he's going to cover the Kuwaiti fighter that shot down the F-15s.
With the U.S. and Israel now engaging in combat operations in Iran, Russia's war in Ukraine now stretching past its 4th year, and other ongoing conflicts in Afghanistan, Sudan, Myanmar, Mexico, and more, the world is an increasingly complex and sometimes even scary place. And to be honest, the news media doesn't always make things much better, often choosing to lean into hyperbole, sensationalism, and definitely partisan politics to drive clicks and views instead of, just keeping us informed. And
if you like this channel on TikTok, he's Alex Hollings 52, Alex Hollings, Hollings, and on YouTube it's Sandbox with 2 X's. Sandbox X, basically.
Is why I am still such a big fan of Ground News. Ground News helps us stay on top of what's going on in the world while also letting us see right through common forms of media bias and the sensationalism that's become so common today. Ground News compiles stories from outlets all over the world and then sticks them all into one easy-to-read feed that doesn't just keep me up to date on what's going on, but also shows me the different ways media outlets cover the same story. You can even choose specific topics that you want to stay on top of, like the military, veterans, fighter aircraft, or drones. Like this story about the U.S.'s first use of Lucas kamikaze drones in combat. Ground News has already gathered coverage of this story from 154 different outlets, with 33 of them listed as being politically centered. And here on the right side of the screen, you can also see the bias distribution and factuality ratings for coverage of this story, with about 41% of outlets reporting on it listed as right-leaning, and 75% of them rated for high factuality. And Ground News also shows you vital information.
Let him get through his ad read, then we'll get there.
Headlines like their political bias, factuality rating, corporate ownership, or their government affiliations. And I love the Ground News Blind Spot feature that shows
thinks Trump's like a real life genius, like the 5D chess people.
The stories that are getting lots of attention in one political sphere and are being
they twist themselves into knots. They're like, oh, Trump was saying, telling Republicans that he would kick them out of the party if they voted to release the Epstein files, and calling out Marjorie Taylor Greene and shit because he wanted Democrats to think that he didn't want the files to be released because he's in them. But in reality, he just wanted the Democrats to call for the release to force his hand to make him sign a law to release them because he's not in them. It's all Democrats. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Ignored in the other. It helps me
insane levels
media intake
of fucking craziness.
Ground news is a big part of my research and my day-to-day news consumption, and it can be for you too. Just go to ground.news/sandbox with 2 X's, or just click on that link in the description below to get 40% off the same Vantage plan that I use every day. Again, that's ground.news/sandbox to get 40% off their Vantage plan. That'll help you stay on top of things. Now, as you might imagine, a lot has gone on over the past week, with Israeli and American aircraft continuing to engage Iranian command and control, ballistic missile launchers, and air defense assets, while air defenders from at least 10 different nations try to swat Iranian missiles and drones out of the sky. As we've discussed on this channel already, this fighting has already seen the first ever air-to-air victory for the F-35 against a crewed fighter, with an Israeli F-35I downing one of Iran's newest jets, a Russian-sourced Yak-130, over Tehran on Tuesday. We've also seen the first enemy warship sunk by an American attack submarine with a torpedo since World War II.
Which is cool.
In an engagement some 2,000 miles away from the heart of the fighting in Iran, off the coast of Sri Lanka. And we've got videos up on both of those topics already if you'd like to check them out. But from a purely technical standpoint, that is just the tip of the iceberg. This fight has also seen the first combat deployment of America's new Lucas one-way attack drones, something I actually got the chance to discuss on ABC News 15 Arizona earlier this week with Air Force veteran and evening anchor Craig McKee. And then, of course, 3 American F-15E Strike Eagles were accidentally shot down over Kuwait by a friendly FA-18 Hornet. And while friendly fire doesn't impact the F-15's legendary undefeated air combat record, another engagement from this week might, depending on how you count them, because Qatar's new F-15QA actually scored the first air-to-air victories of this conflict, downing 2 Iranian Su-24 Fencer fighter bombers that were attempting to sneak past air defenses to engage American forces by screaming across the desert just 80 feet off the ground. But let's start with the Lucas drones and why their use in this fight marks a significant step toward America's shifting approach toward using low-cost air power to saturate and degrade enemy air defenses, and, well, a whole lot more. Now, according to statements released by the U.S. Central Command, this week's joint American and Israeli strikes against Iran saw the first combat deployment of America's low-cost uncrewed combat attack system, or Lucas one-way attack drones, marking the culmination of a rapid transition from development and into service that only spanned about a year. Now, these drones, which are based directly on Iran's own Shahed 136, are meant to provide American forces with low-cost, high-volume, long-range options for kinetic strikes against stationary targets. While these drones have been launched from U.S. Navy ships at sea in testing, reports now indicate that the Lucas systems employed against Iran this week were launched from the ground by members of CENTCOM's Task Force Scorpion Strike, or TFSS. Now, Task Force Scorpion Strike is a relatively small unit made up of only about 24 troops that all fall under U.S. Special Operations Command Central, or the Spec Ops Command element that oversees Middle East operations. This group was established just this past December with the express purpose of rapidly developing and fielding low-cost drone combat capabilities for American forces. And low cost is right. The Lucas system can deliver decent-sized high-explosive payloads over hundreds of miles at a reported cost of just $35,000 per drone, or about half the price of the cheapest Hellfire missile iterations in service today, which offer a range of only around 7 miles. Higher-end cruise missiles that do offer a similar range to the Lucas, like the AGM-158B JASSM-ER, can cost upwards of 36 times as much as these drones. Now, the specific capabilities of the Lucas aren't entirely clear, but...
Did you guys see the video of the pilot shooting down the goddamn drone with a 20mm cannon?
The firm responsible for its development, Arizona-based SpectreWorks, has previously disclosed the capabilities of the target drone that Lucas is based on, on, their FLM-136, which was originally meant to provide the American military with a suitable stand-in for Iran's real Shahed 136 for troops to practice shooting down.
Oh, see, well.
Now, this effort has been described by American officials openly as reverse engineering the Iranian weapon, but it is worth noting that Iran itself is arguably guilty of the same. The Shahed 136 design is mostly derivative of Israelis' Harop drone that first emerged in the early 2000s, and to be fair, that drone was itself a derivative of the German Dar drone that first emerged in the 80s. That is to say that to some extent, this idea of a propeller-driven lifting body long-range munition has been around for a long time.
So the idea with these are not that they can fly fast, not that they can fly high, not that they can fly particularly low or do any acrobatics or whatever. It's that they're cheap. They only go a little over 100 miles an hour, but they can carry a payload. They can go for a long distance, and they're cheap. So if we're shooting these at $50,000 a piece, and you're using some type of advanced missile that costs $3 million per shot, we're just going to overwhelm you with these, right?
But
if we can shoot them down with something cheap, then we're back to the drawing board, right?
Recently become so inexpensive to produce that the threat they pose to even advanced and capable military forces has really exploded. Now, while the American-made FLM-136 is based directly on a reverse-engineered Shahed drone, it is built at a slightly smaller scale to further reduce cost. Both the Shahed 136 and the FLM-136 boast an 8.2-foot wingspan, but the American drone is about a foot shorter and quite a bit lighter at just 180 pounds versus the Shahed's 440. As a result, the FLM-136
that is a lot lighter.
Carries less fuel, a smaller engine, and a smaller payload, resulting in a maximum range of a bit more than 510 miles, carrying a 40-pound high-explosive warhead, as compared to the original Shahed 136 that might cover 1,200 miles with a larger 80-pound payload. Still, a 40-pound payload amounts to roughly twice the explosive power of a modern Hellfire missile, so these weapons aren't exactly lightweight. Now, the FLM-136...
So 500 miles, if you wanted to visualize that, is... the average you could drive on the interstate for 8 hours. So think about the place you could be from wherever you live if you hopped on the interstate and drove in one direction for 8 hours. It's a long fucking ways for a drone.
Can reportedly loiter for upwards of 6 hours. It can cruise at speeds of around 74 knots, that's about 85 miles per hour, and can dash at speeds of up to 105 knots, or about 120 miles per hour, giving it a slightly higher top speed than the Shahed 136 when they're both at a dead sprint. Now, it isn't clear whether the Lucas drone used in combat this week is simply an armed version of the FLM-136, or if the design has seen further revisions since making the leap from target to weapon, though the system is intended to be modular, meaning components like the warhead, the engine, and other onboard electronics can be swapped out with relative ease.
That's good.
One thing is for certain, however, it's that the Lucas system benefits from vast American investments into networked offboard computing for drone systems. And that means these Lucas drones themselves don't need to carry particularly advanced hardware on board beyond their two-way data links to benefit from advanced target distribution and swarming tactics made possible by advanced autonomy software. As a result, the drones themselves...
So we can have one smart weapon and a bunch of dumb ones, or maybe we can use an aircraft, a loitering aircraft in the area, to be the brains while these things are just dumb and fly.
Are arguably no more advanced than those launched by Iran, but are nonetheless more capable thanks to the technology not within them, but that surrounds them. Okay, now let's move on to what could have been a tragedy, but instead seems to be little more than a very expensive mistake from a Kuwaiti fighter pilot. At right around 7 a.m.
Here we go.
Time in Kuwait on Monday, the third day of the joint American-Israeli offensive, 3 U.S. Air Force F-15E Strike Eagles were
Yeah, so you could launch a 500-mile range on a drone. You could launch a drone from Nashville and strike Dallas, Texas. It's a long fucking ways with a drone. You could probably launch somewhere close to like be in Paris and hit Berlin if you're in Europe, I guess.
Shot down, with immediate reports citing friendly fire. But it wasn't until the following day that rumors began to surface that the American jets weren't accidentally shot down by local air defenses, but rather by a friendly fighter from the Kuwaiti Air Force operating in the same airspace. Now, the F-15E Strike Eagle is the air-to-ground oriented iteration of the famed Eagle chassis, building upon its...
So if it was a Sidewinder missile, which it probably was because Sidewinder's smaller, small payload, and all the pilots were able to eject pretty easily, right? They wouldn't have got a notification that they were locked onto because it's a heat seeker. And the pilot could have fired them thinking like, I'm firing downrange, at these drones that are 12 miles away. Not realizing that 8 miles away, off to his left a little bit, are friendly aircrafts that he knows are friendly, and not realizing that his missile would have locked onto them because they're closer and a bigger heat signature.
Legendary Air Superiority Foundation with additional weapon stations, a more ground-focused radar array, conformal fuel tanks for added range or loiter time, and a 2-person crew to distribute the workload of managing a variety of pod-based air-to-ground sensors and targeting systems. While the old-school F-15C was a thoroughbred air-to-air fighter, the F-15E is instead known as a fighter bomber, or sometimes an interdiction bomber, which is a worthy moniker for an aircraft that can fly at Mach 2.5 and pull 9G maneuvers, but is also rated to carry more ordnance into the fight than World War II bombers like the B-29 Superfortress.
That's crazy, right? That it's so advanced it can carry more ordnance than a Superfortress was carrying in World War II. One plane could carry more.
And while the Strike Eagle was designed and built with an air-to-ground
warheads on foreheads and socks on feet,
it does still know how to stand and swing in the sky. The F-15E scored its first air-to-air victory back in 1991, downing an Iraqi helicopter gunship not with an air-to-air missile, but with a 2,000-pound laser-guided bomb that was guided into the airborne rotorcraft by the fighter's weapons systems officer in the back seat. Now, since then, Strike Eagles have downed scores of one-way attack drones over the Middle East, where they now fly with air-to-air loadouts that include 4 AIM-9 Sidewinder infrared-guided air-to-air missiles, 4 more AIM-120 AMRAAM radar-guided air-to-air missiles, and as many as a whopping 6 LAU-131 rocket pods, each carrying 7 AGR-20 low-cost laser-guided air-to-air weapons for drone and cruise missile engagements, giving a single Strike Eagle a total of 50 air-to-air weapons that it can leverage in a single sortie. And it is worth noting that those AGR-20s, also known as the Advanced Precision Kill Weapon System 2, ring in at only around $35,000 to $40,000 a piece, making each of them cheaper than the Shahed drones that they shoot down. But as capable as these aircraft are, they aren't invincible, and that much was proven on Sunday when 3 Strike Eagles were shot down over Kuwait in rapid succession. Now, again, initial reports claimed the fighters were hit by friendly air defenses, but subsequent reporting, particularly from Laura Seligman at the Wall Street Journal, revealed that the F-15Es were actually hit by a single Kuwaiti F-A-18 Hornet instead. Now, like the Strike Eagles, the Hornet was likely flying air defense sorties over Kuwait, engaging low-flying attack drones as they flooded into Kuwaiti airspace. And based on footage we've seen of a Strike Eagle falling out of the sky and the circumstances of this engagement, it seems likely to me that the Kuwaiti Hornet hit all 3 Strike Eagles with some variation of the AIM-9 Sidewinder short-range infrared-guided air-to-air missile. Now, Kuwait is known to have Sidewinders ranging in capability from rather dated AIM-9Ls that first emerged in the 70s, all the way up to the most modern AIM-9X Block 2s, any of which would make a more cost-effective choice for drone engagements than longer-ranged and much pricier AMRAAMs. And that may actually speak to how this friendly fire incident may have occurred. Since the onset of fighting on Saturday, the Kuwaiti military has reportedly intercepted 394 inbound kamikaze drones, which equates to shooting down more than 65 targets a day every day.
That's a lot. 65 targets a day, every day since the fucking battle began.
This week. According to Kuwaiti officials, this incident occurred shortly after multiple Iranian drones had just crossed the border into Kuwaiti airspace, where that Hornet and those Strike Eagles were all operating in relatively close quarters to intercept them. Now, Kuwait's Hornets carry the AN/APX-111 combined interrogator transponder to discriminate between friendly and enemy.
That was the IFF, right? That we were talking about the other day, that basically sends out a signal, encrypted signal, and says, hey, who are you? It receives the encrypted signal, sends one back, says, I'm friendly, and that one is decrypted, and they both show up as friendly on the radar.
Enemy contacts. We usually call this an IFF, or Identification Friend or Foe system. Now, this system is integrated with the fighter's AN/APG-65 pulse Doppler radar. So when the radar array detects a contact, the AN/APX-111 transmits a coded signal to that radar contact. If it's friendly, that target aircraft's IFF transponder will receive the encrypted signal and reply with its own for the Hornet to decode and confirm that the aircraft is friendly. However, Sidewinder missiles are not radar-guided weapons and carry only passive sensors. That is to say that while a Sidewinder
only passive sensors
can be cued to a target by the onboard radar that has already discriminated between friend and foe and is just telling it where to point its sensors.
Yes, so when the onboard radar can point a Sidewinder towards a certain target, but it's not saying this is your target no matter what. It's saying, hey, look in this general area. That's where I'm sending you.
That's not the only way you could potentially employ a Sidewinder. You could also effectively use them as point-and-shoot weapons, which could have been the case in this incident. Though more modern versions of the Sidewinder do use electro-optical sensors to not only identify the aircraft's heat signature, but also its general shape to improve its ability to dismiss countermeasures like flares. Now, I tell you all that just to explain that the Kuwaiti pilot was all but certainly aware of the presence of those Strike Eagles, just as those Strike Eagles were all but certainly aware of the presence of that Hornet. But when targets started closing in from the same basic direction as those friendly fighters, the Hornet pilot probably failed to recognize the likelihood that his infrared-guided weapons would go after those closer fighters rather than the drones closing with them from further ahead.
So he probably thought he was firing on and the other planes had engaged the drones. He probably thought he was engaging the drones at the same time they were. And instead, it picked up on their heat signatures. There you go, Fox 2.
And while American F-15Es do carry the ANALR-56C radar warning receiver that would have notified the air crews that they had been locked onto by that Hornet's radar for an AMRAAM shot, they wouldn't have got that same warning for an infrared-guided Sidewinder.
They would have, the AMRAAM would have said lock, right? All they would have got with the, like you've been locked on and a buzzer would have went off. All they would have got with the Sidewinder is maybe a missile alarm. Missile, you know, and depending on how close they were, that's not much of a heads up or much time.
The only notice the Strike Eagle crews would have gotten would have come from the ANAAR-57 Common Missile Warning System, which would have detected the infrared spike of the missile launch and then tracked its trajectory visually toward the fighters. Now, this extremely brief but advanced warning, combined with the Sidewinder's roughly 21-pound warhead, would explain why all 6 crew members of these jets were able to eject safely.
If it had been something larger or an AMRAAM or something, we probably would have lost pilots, rather they would have been killed in the explosion.
But I want to be clear.
A small Sidewinder hitting them, though, kind of explains why they were all able to eject, you know, all safe.
That this isn't meant as an excuse for what does seem to be an absolutely egregious error on the Kuwaiti pilot's part.
Yes.
But based on the evidence available so far, there's really no reason, at least yet, to suspect that it was anything other than that, an egregious error.
There are people making the claim that it was intentional and the guy's a jihadist and blah, 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 is a spy or he works for Iran, or that there's even been people claiming that Iran hacked the systems on the plane and made them target each other. Crazy
The United
stuff.
States conducts large-scale air combat exercises like Red Flag multiple times per year, specifically to train pilots on how to manage complex and messy combat environments like the ones they're operating in. And these sorts of friendly fire incidents offer an important lesson in why that kind of training is so important. And of course, for those claiming that this incident ends the F-15's undefeated air-to-air combat record, there are a few things that you should know too. First is that friendly fire incidents obviously don't apply toward a platform's combat record. And second, the Strike Eagle is a different aircraft than the F-15A, B, C, and D, so its records are its own. Now, let's move on to the Qatari Air Force's F-15QAs downing a pair of Iranian Su-24 Fencer fighter bombers as they closed with Al Udeid Air Base, which is generally considered to be the primary operating hub for American forces in the region.
Yeah, Fox is, it just means that they fired munitions, right? Fox 1, a semi-active radar homing missile. Fox 2 is infrared homing. And Fox 3 is an active radar homing missile. Fox 1, 2, and 3.
According to reports, those Su-24s penetrated Qatari airspace flying.
These are the two that the news is running with. They were just 2 minutes or whatever, 2 minutes away from an American base.
Just 80 feet above the ground to avoid detection, closing to within just 2 minutes of the airbase before being intercepted. The Qatari Air Force reportedly tried to contact the 2 Iranian jets over the radio, but were rebuffed, So one of the F-15 QAs approached the jets and got a closer look and observed that they were indeed carrying, quote, bombs and guided munitions. With confirmation from higher that the Su-24s were indeed deemed hostile, the Qatari jet was cleared to engage them and dropped both fencers.
This is the brand new advanced version of this jet, which is pretty cool.
To Qatar's territorial waters with undisclosed air-to-air missiles immediately after. Now, the Su-24 Fencer is a twin-engine supersonic variable sweep-wing tactical bomber that first entered service for the Soviet Union all the way back in 1974, and that Iran first started buying in the early 1990s. With a top speed of Mach 1.6 and 9 hardpoints to distribute more than 17,000 pounds of ordnance, these jets are, to at least some extent, designed to fly in a similar role to the F-15E Strike Eagle that actually served as the basis for Qatar's more modern F-15 QAs. Now, Iran is said to boast an inventory of both laser and satellite-guided bombs, similar in function to American JDAMs, or Joint Direct Attack Munitions, though most confirmed reports of Iranian bombing operations have involved older, less expensive, unguided, or dumb bombs, though these dated weapons could still have caused a great deal of damage at Al Udeid Air Base. But in terms of sheer air power capability, Iran's Soviet-era fencers were, anything but a match for even a single F-15 QA, as I would argue this engagement pretty clearly demonstrates. Qatar's F-15 QAs build upon changes originally made to the F-15 design for Saudi Arabia's F-15 SA.
Where the fuck did that come from? Tom Cruise can really fly a combat jet. Well, he's a licensed pilot, and they gave him the controls while filming a movie. I don't know that. Okay.
And in broad terms, both of these programs funded literally tens of billions of dollars worth of research and development.
I don't think he was actually flying at all when he was in the backseat of the F-18, but he is a licensed pilot.
That ultimately manifested in America's much improved new F-15EX. The F-15 QA boasts the same powerful new engines, the same advanced new avionics, the same massive payload capacity, and the same mind-bending fly-by-wire controls that allow these aircraft to
That's the new advanced version. It's pretty badass.
Manifest essays, and in broad terms, both of Qatar's F-15 QAs build upon changes originally made to the F-15 design for Saudi Arabia's F-15 SA.
I don't know what we're saying. He really flew, but they didn't let him fly the military ones, so then he didn't really fly them. He was in the back seat. They got a lot of shots for it.
And in broad terms, both of these programs funded literally tens of billions of dollars worth of research and development that ultimately manifested in America's much improved new F-15EX. The F-15 QA
F-15EX.
The same powerful new engines, the same advanced new avionics, the same massive payload capacity, and the same mind-bending fly-by-wire controls that allow these aircraft to consistently perform harrowing 9G maneuvers without even breaking a sweat, and pushing it all the way to 12 Gs in an emergency. Though it would seem the F-15 QA didn't really need to dip too deep into its toolbox to eliminate these fencers. And again,
I don't know where that came from or what. I don't know. He went to their flight school. He learned about it. He's a pilot. He flies his own planes, but he's not flying F-18s. He's not doing it.
All the F-15 Eagle has that off-touted air combat record of
That's right, Bug Dude.
wins and 0
I've seen it.
I'm not
You guys seen Solo? That's when he was young and still flying the Millennium Falcon.
sure we can count these wins toward that total. Instead, I might contend that these are the first 2 kills for the advanced Eagle line that includes the F-15 SA, QA, and EX, rather than another 2 kills for the Eagle as a whole. But, the internet's going to argue about this forever, and you can decide whatever you want. Of course, this conflict is anything but...
I like the idea of taking our aircraft we already have, like F-15, F-16s, and making things like the F-15EX to modernize it, because we're not gonna always be facing enemies that have the most advanced, a super bleeding edge fucking aircraft. And anytime we can get more use out of like an F-15 or an F-16, let's fucking do it, dude. And the goddamn F-15EX can do 9 Gs like it's nothing, right? In emergency situations, it can pull up like 11, 12 Gs. Like, that's insane. Incredibly maneuverable.
over, and while American and Israeli airstrikes continue to stifle Iran's airborne threats, with Iranian ballistic missile launches now said to be down 90% and drone launches down 83% since the beginning of this week, the more lasting threat from Iran might actually come from their network of proxy forces that we will actually discuss in more depth next week. And with that ends yet another edition of Air Power from Sandbox News.
So there you go. He even goes on to address, someone calls it out and is like, "Well, friendly fire doesn't sound very friendly to me." So he addresses, like, what are the chances? It technically could have been, you know, we'll never know, or we won't know right now if he did it maliciously. But honestly, what are the chances of that? Probably pretty low.
Hornet that shot down 3 American F-15E Strike Eagles have done it on purpose. Well, it's certainly possible, but I want to be clear that there is no evidence at all to suggest that that was the case. While shooting down 3 friendly jets is awfully unusual, it is far from the only thing that's been unusual about this week's fighting. Based on the footage we've seen of a Strike Eagle falling out of the sky and the circumstances of the engagement, it really does seem likely to me that the Kuwaiti Hornet hit all 3 Strike Eagles with some variation of the AIM-9 Sidewinder infrared-guided air-to-air missile. Now, Kuwait is known to have Sidewinders ranging in capability from pretty dated AIM-9Ls that first emerged back in the 70s to the most modern and advanced AIM-9X Block 2s, all of which would make a more cost-effective choice for drone engagements than longer-ranged and much more expensive AMRAAMs. And that might actually speak to how this friendly fire incident could have occurred. Since the onset of fighting on Saturday, the Kuwaiti military has reportedly intercepted 394 inbound kamikaze drones, which shakes out to shooting down more than 65 targets a day, every day this week. That is a much more hectic combat environment than any Kuwaiti pilot is likely to have ever seen in their career. Now, according to Kuwaiti officials, the friendly fire incident occurred shortly after multiple Iranian drones had just crossed the border into Kuwaiti airspace, where the Hornet and the Strike Eagles were all operating in relatively close quarters to intercept them. Kuwait's Hornets carry the AN/APX-111 combined interrogator transponder to discriminate between friendly and enemy contacts, commonly called an IFF, or Identification Friend or Foe System.
It's very unlikely that it was, you know, just this guy's like, fuck it, I'm going to shoot down everybody up here.
Now, this system
I fucking hate America.
With the fighter's AN/APG-65 pulse Doppler radar. So when the radar array detects a contact, the AN/APX-111 transmits a coded signal to that radar contact. If it's friendly...
There's one more I want to show you. The balls on this fucking guy. If I can find the video, hold on. So that's a drone right here. This black dot just above the one right here. Watch this. The answer is no, he didn't. I don't know why you came in so assertively and it's like, Tom Cruise could do that. He did not fly an F-18. With a cannon. That's a chain gun. This guy shot this drone down with bullets. No missiles, no nothing. Look how close the engagement is. You hear that? Well, I don't even know why you were looking that up. That was such a weird thing to... We're talking about a whole different war and different airplanes and different everything. And you're like, Tom Cruise could do that. It was just, I don't know, your random Google. That sound that you hear, it's because, you know, the sound takes a while to get to you. That sound you hear, that is the cannons firing up. I love that sound. was a pretty damn good shot, dude. To fire bullets at him, no missile, no lock, no nothing. He's literally pointing the gun and saying, I think I can lead it enough. I don't know. I love this video. Very impressive.
Iran.
I want to watch it again. Sorry. All right. Back to this. This is unconfirmed footage. I want to lead with that. This footage is unconfirmed. We don't know. This is unconfirmed, not confirmed, unconfirmed. Everybody understand? Not confirmed footage. That's all I can tell you. What it appears to show is that the F-18 engaged an F-15 within visual range. What we can't be sure of is, was he firing that Sidewinder at something else and it just locked onto the heat signature of this F-18? Definitely a Sidewinder. And they were definitely really fucking close. Did you see? Basically all of it's over except for the ejection now, but... Sidewinder out. Fox 2. Boom. Contact, and there goes the F-18 right there. Again, maybe he thought he was firing beyond them, you know what I mean? It's going to lock onto a big heat signature like that if you're within the, the area that you're firing it towards. Maybe he thought they were already past. Maybe he thought he had enough separation or enough altitude or something. It wouldn't lock onto him, but it did.
आगे निकल गया
It seems like his aircraft, the Kuwaiti pilot's aircraft, had been scrambled. The U.S. pilots were returning to base from leaving. They were trying to leave the battle space, and there was still more drones coming, right? So they're coming like back towards the base. He's going out, and if he thinks he's firing at drones, they pick up that heat signature. I'm not making excuses, but there is definitely a very likely explanation that he wasn't just like, fuck the Americans, and just started firing shit. Right, something else seems to have happened. One more black pill before we go.
This is the Week in Trump. No jokes or commentary, just a dry, matter-of-fact list of the Trump administration shenanigans this week that we would otherwise forget next week. For the week ending March 7th, 2026, buckle up. J.D. Vance said the War Powers Act is fundamentally a fake and unconstitutional law. Pete Hegseth said this is not a so-called regime change war, but a regime sure did change. Trump said on Iran, we don't know who the leadership is. Maybe they'll get lucky and get someone who knows what they're doing. They don't know who's leading. It's a little like the unemployment line. Marco Rubio said Iran was an imminent threat and the U.S. went in proactively in a defensive way. Speaker Johnson said it's not a declaration of war because it's defensive in design. The DOJ failed to find a criminal statute in the investigation into Biden's use of AutoPen. On who should lead in Iran, Trump said, most of the people we had in mind are dead. Now we have another group. They may be dead also. He incorrectly said as His father was born in the UK. He said of Iran, I guess the worst case is we do this and then somebody takes over who is as bad as the previous person. That could happen. Mike Johnson said the Iranians have a misguided religion and called American strikes a defensive operation.
By the way, he was asked about striking the desalination plant, which could technically, I mean, that infrastructure and putting those, that many people at risk, right, and striking. And Iran has went back and struck a desalination plant in the UAE, but technically that would be a war crime, right?
Trump's press secretary said the president's decision to attack Iran was based on a feeling, based on fact, and said the press...
When Trump was asked about that, he didn't answer. Instead, he said, these are the most evil people you've ever seen. They cut babies' heads off.
To make the president look bad. Trump fired DHS Secretary Kristi Noem, reportedly over criticism of her job performance and a $220 million DHS ad campaign. Pete Hegseth pushed the timeline for the war in Iran to 8 weeks, then said this isn't Iraq or endless and called wars of the past dumb and politically correct. When asked if Americans should worry about retaliation from Iran, Trump said, I guess. The Fed jobs report announced the economy lost 92,000 jobs. Trump said of surging gas prices, if they rise, they rise. He called for unconditional surrender in Iran. He said Cuba is going to fall pretty soon. He said he must be involved in choosing the next Iranian leader. He fell asleep at a round table. On the report Russia is sharing intelligence with Iran to attack the U.S., his press secretary said, frankly, it doesn't really matter. The Justice Department released FBI interviews accusing Trump of sex abuse missing from the Epstein files. He called Iran the loser of the Middle East and said at a summit with Latin American leaders, I'm not learning your damn language. I don't have time.
I'm not looking.
Let me know what I missed in the comments. This is The Week in Trump. No jokes or comments.
He told all the Spanish-speaking leaders, I'm not learning your damn language. I don't have time. And who is the happiest guy in the world, it seems? None other than good friend of the show. Used to call in a lot. Say a bunch of racist things when he called in. That's why we had to stop having him. He was going to get me banned. Lindsey Graham. And overtly homosexual things. It wasn't just racist. It made me think that he wanted me just for my body. But, you know, friend of the show, Lindsey Graham.
I want to win it. I want to win it quick. I'm in Miami. I'm not looking for a fair fight. If we get in a fight, I want to win it. I want to win it quick. I'm in Miami. You see this hat? Free Cuba. Stay tuned. Yeah. The liberation of Cuba is upon us. It's just a matter of time now. You see this hat? Make Iran great. President Trump said the only way to make Iran great is for the people to take over. We're marching through the world. We're cleaning out the bad guys. We're going to have relationships with new people that will make us prosperous and safe. I've never seen anybody like it. This is Ronald Reagan plus.
He's so excited he can't even keep his words straight, right? He's tripping all over himself.
Never seen anybody like it. This is Ronald Reagan plus. Donald Trump is resetting the world in a way nobody could have dreamed of a year ago. He is the greatest commander-in-chief of all time. Our military is the best of all time. Iran is going down, and Cuba is next. I'm not looking for a fair fight. If we get in a fight, I want to win it. I want to win it quick. I'm in Miami. You see this hat? Free Cuba.
Like he's super excited about it, no? Maybe way too excited? Maybe I'm the crazy one, but he seems really excited. Also, I'm pretty convinced that
Senator McConnell.
Mitch McConnell is dead, and they've put some type of device and battery pack to make him blink while they push him around.
Senator McConnell, can you tell us how you voted on the war resolution? And also, sir, if this isn't the best place to do an interview, are there better locations where you'd feel more comfortable speaking with the press or the public?
It reminds me of the scene in Scrubs where Dr. Cox is pushing around a dead body so no one will bother him.
Because I know the public would love to hear a comment from you, sir. All right, thank you. You guys have a good day. Senator McConnell, can you tell us how you voted on the war resolution? And also, sir, if this isn't the best place to do an interview, are there better locations where you'd feel more...
Like they push him around. He doesn't respond. He doesn't talk. He doesn't engage. He just rides around.
Excuse me, Senator.
This was last year.
My name is Stella. I want to ask, do you support ICE taking working people off the streets and kidnapping them?
Like she just said the word ice and he slipped and fell. Then he says, ha, mube. That's not English. That's not even a word. Mube. Can I quote you on that, Senator? Noob.
Excuse me, Senator. My name is Stella. I want to ask, do you support ICE taking working people off the streets and kidnapping them?
And it's not a trip. It's not a trip. He grabs the guy before he ever starts falling. He knows something's coming. He grabs on the guy's arm. He takes another step, then falls. They got him in fucking Walmart hiking boots. Who the fuck is this guy? Noob.
The president is right that Arctic security is a central concern in our strategic competition with major adversaries. And he'll find similar interest in Arctic security among allies like Denmark, which is investing billions of dollars in its own capabilities in the region. America's recognition of Denmark's political and economic interest in Greenland dates all the way back.
Do you think this guy understands the internet? Or TikTok or anything that's been invented in the last 50 years?
To World War I. The Danes have been close partners in the Arctic since World War II. And brave Danish soldiers fought and died in America's wars in both Afghanistan and Iraq. There's no ambiguity here. No ambiguity. Close ties.
Yes, he's still a senator. He doesn't even retire till next year. Or is supposed to be retiring next year. He's not going to seek an 8th term.
Our northernmost allies are what make America's extensive reach in the Arctic actually possible. What are my thoughts about what?
Running for re-election in 2026.
Someone just asked him what his thoughts on running for re-election are. Let's see how he answers this one.
What are my thoughts about what?
Running for re-election in 2026.
Did you
riveting,
Senator, running for re-election in 2026? All right, I'm sorry, you all. We're going to need a minute.
Are we?
Senator.
Are we going to need a minute? Are we going to need a fucking ambulance? What the fuck is happening? He went into boot loop.
Okay.
Somebody else have a question? Please speak up.
What are my thoughts about what?
Running for re-election in 2026.
3 years older than Trump. 3 years separate him and Trump.
What are your thoughts on running for re-election in 2026?
What are my thoughts about what?
Running for re-election in 2026.
Believe it or not, this was 3 goddamn years ago. This is 3 years ago he was acting like this.
That's
Did you hear the question, Senator?
They did nothing.
For re-election in 2026. All right, I'm sorry, you all. We're gonna need.
Who the fuck would treat this guy like this, dude? Let him have some goddamn dignity and die or retire. Or the fact that he's got these handlers. Did you hear the question, Mr. Senator? Okay, guys, we're gonna need a minute. Got to reboot him. Starts with a prostate exam, then a little ketamine, then a little cocaine. We'll be right back. How do these people get reelected? Because so many goddamn American voters are so fucking stupid. It's name and party recognition. That's all they vote for. I've heard of that guy. Oh, yeah, it says R by his name. That's got my vote.
Benny.
Yep.
Well, he never came to my house and personally raped my kids. So, I've never even been to an island. You want to come with us? I'm okay. I'm okay.
Okay.
Next.
Somebody else have a
Need a big goddamn shepherd's hook. And maybe we sharpen it and make it a lot like a fucking sling blade. Maybe more of a sling blade, like a size, than a scythe rather than a shepherd's hook. Maybe it's just like a Grim Reaper sharpened scythe, not a shepherd hook at all.
Please speak up.
What efforts?
Please speak up, bitch. The reporter asked it and repeated it, and then you yelled it in his ear. Oh, you guys doing him a disservice. Why don't you all speak up when you ask him a question?
Somebody else have a question? Please speak up.
What efforts is Daniel Cameron going to have to make on the campaign trail to win Kentuckians over in November?
Senator Daniel Cameron.
What are your thoughts on running for re-election in 2026?
What are my thoughts about what?
Running for re-election in 2026.
That's
Did you hear the question, Senator?
This motherfucker has been in the Senate longer than I've been alive. Okay?
I'm your common sense gay, and we have to talk about Mitch McConnell. We should not be okay.
Who's voting for him? You know he's not reading any of these bills and understanding any of them, right? The 400, 500 page fucking bills and shit. No goddamn way.
Mitch McConnell of Kentucky.
Would you guys fund me? I got a bunch of shit. I was going to say, would you guys fund me if I ran for office? But I got a very exciting background. So never mind.
He suffered what appeared.
Later today, the Senate will consider.
I don't want everybody figuring out that Jeffrey Epstein's my godfather. So thank you guys for joining us. Benjamin Netanyahu is my godmother. So be careful. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. We love it and hate it all at the same time. Listen to me, bitch. If you, please consider supporting the show at buymeacoffee.com/coldbeer, or use the link in the chat to where you can use any of the links. There's Buy Me a Coffee, there's PayPal, and Dono Clip if you want to record an audio or video message that I play on the air. Thank you all for the support. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for being here. We got to pay rent, baby. It's time. So, yeah, come help us out. We'll see you around the next one. Thank you. Appreciate it. Love you. See you. Bye. I'm a middle-aged man who can't afford a home, so that's where all the money goes, in case you're wondering.
This particular show, you don't have the fork and balls to call out.
Not in Trump's America.
Planet by name and tell them exactly who they are and tell them the rest of the world who they are. You don't have the fork and balls. You don't have the balls.
Okay, Scott.
Here we go, I think I started some shit. Listen off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Listen off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet.
I might have to go back out on the road. I don't know. Maybe I'll switch over to just pre-recorded and short-form content. and try to go back out on the road until, I don't know. We'll see something. Yeah, I'm done. Thanks for joining us. I'll be back tomorrow if you want to watch it. What's up, David?
Eating lizard people, alien sex. What's next? Trump in a dress, fucking Flynn on his desk. A retarded.
I usually start 9, 10, and go till like 1 or so, something like that.
Yo, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in them bets, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in them bets, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. I used to find clues too when I was high on shrooms. I found myself a tunnel that led to Jason Q's bedroom. Open his closet, I found some of his meat rockets. I strapped it to my shoes and then I flew through the roof. I found myself
Foreign correspondent journalist, that would be awesome, dude. But usually I work in power plants. I used to work out on the road pretty well, and then I kind of lost my mind with PTSD. Ended up trying to fucking kill myself. The police were called. There was a few assault charges. A full-blown fucking disaster meltdown. So, you know.
Here we go, I think I started some shit.
It was something to do.
Get lit, get the place in them bets, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet.
I should just sell everything and start driving around interviewing people. Bort. Somebody tell me what OOL opens at tomorrow. I won't be awake then. It's set at 1:13 right now. But when the market opens, we'll see what happens.
Say it isn't so. Got him backed up on the ropes, trying to ram it down his throat. Now things are
Mariah, my wife, is like basically the center to most of this shit. Like, she can calm me down when no one else can. She can keep me kind of grounded most of the time. Sometimes she can't even do it, but being out on the road by myself, living in hotels, it wasn't very conducive.
It's on my conscience. It's hard to sleep at night. Who the fuck is in my window with this time of the night? These parasites, these leeches with all their...
Have a good night, guys.
Teaching all you fucking cretins about baby eating heathens. Believing in reasons with no meaning is bullshit. Will Bird motherfuckers out here busting the grifts. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit.